Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to the Greenland Quilter. And my apologies for all of this stuff going on. Misty, I sent you an email, and there's a link that says Zoom link. If you click on that, you should be able to come right into Zoom. So let me know what's going on with that. Okay, so I'm so sorry, y'all. Um, yeah, things are weird today. I'm so sorry. So let me get caught up here and say hello to everyone that is here. And thank you for those who stuck it out and didn't leave. I'm so sorry for being late. I am still stuck on uh, the fall time zone for the United States. It's, how do I explain this and it makes good sense? You know how your brain has muscle memory and you're trained to do something. So I know normally I would be 3 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time, 4 hours ahead of Central Standard Time, five ahead of Central Mountain Time, and six ahead on Pacific Time. And so for a whole entire year, we've been doing that. And now all of a sudden, I'm only 2 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time, but my brain is still on 3 hours Eastern Standard Time. So it's foobarring my ability to set up Zooms and lives in a correct manner. So I'm so sorry. I am not perfect. And I am upset on top of it because of something that was said today. Um, and it's taken all I can to not get on a big huge rant about it. But yeah. Uh I don't know. I just need to have I need a little grace today, you guys. Hey Misty. All you gotta do is turn your camera on unless you're not wanting to be seen. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you if you're talking. So y'all bear with us while we try to get this done.
I am here. I do not like being on camera. I
Okay.
apologize.
No, that's okay. If you don't want to be on camera, you don't want to be on camera. That's okay. I told y'all that you could come either way. That's okay. Just participate. Okay. So since this has been me trying to get on here, I'm probably going to continue tonight because I'm a little bit stressed out. I'm just going to work on my tulip pink because it's out anyway. Hey there. People will love you. Anyway, I'm just gonna work on tulip pink tonight. Um, yeah, you can see I'm a little frazzled. So sorry. Oh my gosh. Y'all need, I am going to say this. You guys need to pray for Greenland and pray that Greenland is left alone because as of today, there is a threat of annexation by the United States of America because he flat out said that's what he plans on doing. You guys, we are all, I'm an American living in Greenland, but all of us Americans need to stand up to this because this is wrong, totally wrong. Now I'll stop. Hi, Myra. Thank you, Sissy. Yeah, I need to breathe. I'm not having such a good day today. I'm, I'm upset, to be honest. Okay. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Misty. And I'm glad she joined me on the Zoom, and she probably didn't want to hear all this ranting all of a sudden. I'm so sorry, Misty. Hey, Pat, are you still there, Misty? Hey, Marin. Hey, Lori.
I'm sorry. I am here. I mute myself so you don't hear all my background noise.
You
And
don't
I'm
have, you do not have to mute. My Zoom is set in such a way that it doesn't pick up normal noise. Um,
okay.
it's okay if your sewing machine is going. None of us care. Really, truly, we don't. And and I don't even know that they're going to hear it because of the way I have Zoom set up. Because Zoom pretty much takes out a lot of background noise. And if someone walks into someone's sewing room and says something to them, we don't even hear it. It's crazy how we don't hear it. So don't worry about that. Leave it on so that we know you're there.
Okay. I just have 7 dogs and I don't want them to start and you guys get overwhelmed with it. That's all.
No, I'm pretty sure that everybody in this chat loves dogs anyway. I have one and she gets pretty vocal on some of my lives, but only because she's saying she wants to be FED. All right. So how has everybody's day been today? I hope better than mine. Send a link. Wait, who wants me to send a link? Want me to come? Yes. Let me send you a link. The more helps me out tonight, the better, because I'm just really not having a good time today. Hang on a second. And I don't mean to bring my whatever this is with, you know,
Hey, we all need to vent somehow.
well, if I can't get this out, then the angrier I get. And I'm angry right now because we are in the 21st century and we should not have to be, this is wrong. You should not be taking over countries. You should not be using the military to do it with. I mean, this is wrong.
I agree.
Look what's happened to Ukraine. Is that what's going to happen to the Greenlandic people if we don't capitulate? I mean, think about that. And I don't think that the Greenlandic people want to be forced into another colonization. They're too busy trying to become independent. And the elections they had yesterday, I know we're not supposed to talk about that kind of stuff, but yesterday it went in a way that it went in a good way, but at the same time, I think it shocked a few people because, this is going to be something different for Greenland. Anyway, I've sent the link to Sherry. Sherry, did you get it? I hope I sent it. Uh-oh, maybe I sent it to the wrong person. Oops. Hang on, Sherry. Oh, yep, she got it. Okay, good. All right. So as I said, what I'm going to do is work on my Tula Pink dragon fruit. I'm still working on month 1 because there's 20 of these blocks we have to make for the section 1. I got to looking through the book and for how each, when you start joining some of these blocks as you're making them. And I noticed that once I finish month 1 and month 2, then I can start making these quadrants out of them right here. So I was thinking if I can get finished with month 1 and then start on month 2, maybe within another month or so, because I've been sewing on the Tula Pink, every other week. But maybe if I put a little more elbow grease into this and get more done, over the next 3 or 4 weeks, we can get to the point where we can put this one quadrant together. Got to make 4 of these, but we can at least try to make 1 during a live. And I think that'll give you guys a chance to see how all of this is going to come together. So it's going to be fun making it. Okay, so this is what I plan on working on, and Sherry will be here directly as well to help Misty and I, and at least I hope so. She's saying no, I didn't send it. Hang on a minute, Sherry. Let me see what's going on here. I sent it to you in Messenger. All right, maybe I should send it in an email. Hang on a minute. I thought I sent it to you. Yeah, I did. I sent it to you in a messenger. Let me send it to you in an email. Sorry. Okay, let me go back to this screen. And then we're going to go to Zoom and copy the link. And then go to the email. Sherry. Okay, I'm just dropping the link in an email. I'm not writing much in it. So I just sent the email. Okay. She'll be here directly too. Okay, so what have you been working on, Misty?
Probably about 5 different things. Trying to finish a stadium quilt. I just need to do the binding on it, but it's been the bane of my existence.
How long have you been working on it?
Since before Christmas, but I did 4 quilts for the person. Um, they asked me if I would be interested in doing quilts for the grandchildren, and there was 3 grandchildren, and this person's mother had passed away, and he wanted to use the mother's fabric. And me being the nice person that I am, I said yes without seeing any of the fabric. And I only deal with cotton, most of the time. And the fabric was actually polyester
Uh-huh.
and some other mix. I
Yep.
had a really hard time with it because I just never worked with it before. And he kept changing everything that he wanted with it. And I'm like, okay, if you want quilts made, he wanted these done for Christmas. And like I said, I agreed to 3 in the beginning. And I got those 3 done before Christmas. And then all of a sudden he's like, no, we talked about you doing the 4th one, a stadium quilt. I'm like, I don't even know what a stadium quilt is. Okay. So, I know we didn't talk about this. Because if I knew what it was, I looked it up to find out. And so it's been the bane of my existence because he keeps coming at me and changing everything on it once I get it to a certain point. And I'm at the point now where it's all like, I don't even want to put the binding on it. I just want to throw it at him.
Sometimes, you might have to I don't know, you might just have to put your foot down and say, this is the way it's going to be. I'm too far in or something. Yeah.
Well, that's what I actually told him the last time that he said no, he didn't want it like this. I'm like, look, this is already put together. It's already got the borders around it. I'm not taking the borders back off. You had 2 weeks to come to me and say you wanted something changed, and you didn't. So this is what you're getting, and I'm sorry if you don't like it.
Yep. You know what? When you make your projects, if you don't mind, you could post your pictures over on the Greenland Quilter group. Or if you're not a Facebook user, I will post my email in the chat so you can see it. You can send me an email, and then what I'll do is I'll post them over on the community tab with your name on it, so people know it was your work, not mine. And that way you can share your work because I plan on doing a first quarter trunk show at the end of March, and we're going to spend one whole live looking at everybody's work. And it doesn't have, in fact, you can share any of your work. It doesn't have to be finished. It could be a work in progress. It could be like, you know, you could do this. You can share all the blocks you're working on in a quilt that's not put together yet. You could do any of that. You're welcome to share anything that you're being creative with. If you're not a sewer and you're watching my live, but you do other kinds of crafts, gardening, cooking. I mean, you can just take a little snapshot and drop it into my chat or sorry, into my group or email it to me. And then I will make sure that it's shown and just write a little. If you email me with it because you're not a Facebook user, make sure you write something about it so that when I put it up on the community tab and then we have our trunk show at the end of March, um, I will know what to say about it. So do that. Even machine embroidery, anything. If it's crafty, if it's cooking, if it's gardening, anything that expresses yourself, please share. But nothing naughty. I better put that in there. No naughty pictures. Because some people take naughty pictures and that's for craft. And I have a friend who still does it, but he's calmed down a lot. Now it's not so much total nudity. Now he's using fancy clothing and stuff to get his point across. But his photography is phenomenal the way he does it. So yeah, so keep it clean, y'all. Okay, to answer a question that was asked, where did it go? Anne says, what would be a good pattern for a beginner? And I brought this out for a reason. This would be a good pattern for a beginner. These you can use hang on, let me get a 5-inch.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Yeah, and I've done Myra, I've done the playing card holders. And you're doing a floor quilt for a great niece and nephew. Okay. Yeah, I did the playing card holders. My sister really liked them. She bought and got some from me for gifts for her friends.
Okay, so for a beginner, because you got to learn how to sew straight lines, and the best way to do that is to do something simple. You can either use a 5-inch square, and yes, this looks like it's inside out, which it is because I've sewed them face to face because of what I'm doing. Or you can use 2.5-inch blocks, and you just sew them together. And all you have to do as a beginner is try to get, when you start sewing them as a grouping, just try to get your seam line as matched up as possible. But practice makes perfect on this kind. Not perfect. We're not preaching perfection. What I will preach about is consistency. The more you sew and practice, the better you get at it. So it does not have to be perfect. Yeah. But this would be the best way
I heard
for a beginner.
Katie, I had heard somebody say that practice makes progress.
That's a good way of putting it.
Practice makes progress.
Yeah, it makes progress. Yes. That's a very
I
good.
say that perfectly imperfect. So.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, I like that too.
I like that one too. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be a great way. You can also just you can also buy either yardage or a fat quarter bundle, and then just sew the fat quarters together. Don't cut them up, don't cut them into something smaller. Just make big pieces, because I think it was Tiffany I saw was doing that to make backings for some of her quilts, which was a great idea for fat quarters that you didn't want to use in building a quilt because you didn't like the color of it, or there was something about it you didn't like. You could take all them that you don't like that comes in bundle and turn them into a backing for a quilt. So for beginner quilters, they can sew them together just to learn how to sew a straight line and create a big size quilt top. And they can either use that quilt top as a quilt, or they can save it and use it as a backing for when they do make a quilt. So there's that. Okay, so that's to answer Ann's question. And also Ann made the comment, what you made up above when I was doing my little rant? Yes, I hope so. Okay, Ann says, Sherry says, Ann, the log cabin would be good. And the log cabin is this, in case you don't know what a log cabin is. Now, this one I'm paper piecing, and this is a small one. This is a 4-inch one, and this is part of the dragon fruit that I'm working on right now. But I'm also sharing this block is called, because I started on another block, because now I have finished my, so you know where I'm at on these blocks. I have finished my apple block, which is up there at the top. I don't know if y'all can see it very well. And then I finished my mulberry block, which is to the other side. Whoa, you can't see that in the camera, can you? Let me turn up. There we go. So up on the other corner, opposite corner, let me point. There we go. There. Yeah, that's so weird. That is the mulberry block, and the one I'm working on that I just started last night because I couldn't sleep. This one that I just showed you, this one's called the guava block. So I need to make 3 more of these, and then I have 4 of courthouse steps to make, and then another 4 of a log cabin called the papaya block. So we'll see how far along we get on the blocks tonight. And someone just made a comment. How about a rail fence? I've never made a rail fence, Lori. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
That's where
let's say you take 4 or 5. Yeah, you take 4 or 5 strips. Yeah, you take 4 or 5 strips, let's say 5. And you sew them together, and maybe you'll have them 2.5 by, we'll just say 8.5. And you'll go vertically in one block, and the next block you turn it, and it goes. I'm doing it wrong. My hand motion is wrong. Vertically, and then the next block goes horizontal. Then you go vertical again, so you alternate your blocks. But it really gives you a lot to practice with, and you could do those in strips, like the 2.5-inch jelly rolls or something, and do the whole length and do 5, like 5 different fabrics. And then when you're done, press it all really nice, the seams, and then cut them into the segments that you want, the size block you want. So if it was 2.5 by 5, that would make it an 8.5-inch block, or 9.5, 8.5, I think. So then if it did measure 8.5, go ahead.
Since you're talking about rail fence and we've mentioned patch blocks and stuff, what if I went over to the Greenland Quilter group and I set up a folder that says the folder can be named Quilts for Beginners, and then any of you who want to share examples of quilts for beginners can drop it into that folder. That way, when someone says, well, what can I do as a beginner, we can show them. What do you think about that?
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's an excellent idea.
Yeah, and that way, when someone's not sure, because when you said rail fence, I didn't know what it was until you described it. I'm like, wait, I know what that is, but I've never made one. But now, I have a jelly roll sitting in the sewing room that I've had forever because I don't know what to do with it. That would be a great thing for me to do with a rail fence, to show a beginner sewer what to do with it. But in the meantime, we could build a folder
you could do
in the group for people to dump newbie, or not, I don't want to say newbie, beginner quilter examples, so that if someone's not sure what they want to make, they'll have an example. And in the meantime, maybe that's something I can work on.
And they can ask questions or we give them tips. But
okay,
it'd be good that you did maybe like rail fence on live or video for them.
No, not that I know of. I do have some. I do have something over here I need to finish on the 5th week or 5th. I think we have 5 Saturdays. Yeah, we do. On the 5th Saturday, I'm going to drag that one out. It was for a jelly roll race that Becca did a long time ago. And the reason I'm bringing it up, because it's a lot like what you're talking about on a rail fence, but you're putting a friendship star in there here and there. And I think I'm going to drag that thing out, and we're going to finish that on a live, because it's about 75% finished. Well, most of the blocks are made. I just need to sew all of it together. That might be something for me to work on. So y'all have an example of how simple it can be, or how you can take a beginner quilt and turn it into something even more advanced if you wanted to get carried away. But for beginners, let me go make a folder over in the Facebook groups so that those who want to share something now can, and that way because I might forget later. And also, just so y'all know, I'm running off one laptop right now. My good laptop, the one that I stay on the most, it died yesterday.
Oh no.
Yes. So this laptop I'm currently on, it doesn't have video screen, so it's hooked to a monitor. So I can't just unhook it and take it to the bedroom with me, because there's no video on the screen. So yesterday, I don't know exactly what triggered it, but I got this message telling me that my internet had been switched off or something, and when I tried to undo it, the whole operating system crashed. And
I wonder if they sent you a virus.
I don't know. There was no way that's possible, because it was Avest that shut down the. It said it happened so fast. I don't even know exactly what caused it. because Nora was climbing on me at the same time when it happened. So it could have been something as simply as her foot hit a key and triggered the whole thing. And then when I tried to reboot the laptop, I kept getting a screen saying there is an error in the login, and it just recycles itself and recycles itself. And I tried every way known to man to go into safe mode to fix it that way. It wouldn't let me do it that way because there's something wrong with the actual login part of it. So basically, my operating system is toast. Now I haven't lost my hard drive, thank God. So that just means that I'm going to have to take the hard drive out of the laptop. We have a contraption. I think it should, I don't know if it'll go on that SSD or not. I might have to buy special equipment for that so that I can unload all of my stuff from off that laptop onto an external. In the meantime, so now we're down 2 laptops. Nikolai doesn't have one now, and now my good one, so-called good one, is now dead too. So we're down to 1 laptop and a desktop. I'm going to be working on the desktop this week. He uses a desktop more than me. I have a logon side to my to the desktop that's in English, and on his side it's in Danish. And so I never sat down long enough to set everything up on my side of it. So now I'm being forced to do that. And I really hate sitting for long hours in front of something when I could get up and take it with me, you know? I got spoiled by having a laptop.
We get spoiled. I know.
You're so spoiled. You never realize how
And
spoiled you are until you lose the equipment you're using. Okay, let me see. Let me go. All right, to find the folder that I'm talking about, when you come into, let me share the screen. Is this okay with all of y'all? I'm going to share the screen on so you'll know how to find it because you're going to watch me build the folder. Okay, let's share the screen. Yep. All right. I'll catch up with everybody in the chat in a minute. I'm not going to be able to see the chat at the moment. Okay. Can you see the screen, Sherry? It says Greenland Quilter.
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it says. Yeah.
Okay. To find the folder where you can dump examples for beginners, I'm going to go to, you would go to media, which is I'm going to go because I'm going to build this folder. Then you would go to albums. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an album, and it's going to say beginner quilt examples. That way you know what to look for. Okay. And then I'm going to post it first. Now there's not a beginner quilt picture in here yet. So if you have one now that you would like to share, I'll show you how to do it. Let me get out of here so you don't get confused. As soon as I move some screens around. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me go back. Sorry, guys. All right. When you get to Greenland Quilter, you're going to, like I said, click on media. Click on albums. And then when you get down here, there's not a picture in this folder yet. Look for the folder that says Beginner Quilt Example. Click on it. And you see the screen that just popped up. It says add photos or videos. That's how you can add them in there. Hopefully there's no setting I need to do. Hang on a minute. We'll make sure. Sherry, do you have a picture of one you can dump in there to see if it lets you do it? That way, if there's some
Okay. Yeah, I'll try here.
Yeah, we tried to make sure it works because I might have, as a moderator, I might have to do something to the settings. But see if you can do it.
Okay. I'll do it on my phone here.
I just realized I might, as a moderator, have to do something. I don't know. You should be able to just dump pictures in it.
You have it to where you have to approve.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there is the approval thing. Yep.
So that might.
Yeah. All right. Let me
so
see.
I'm supposed to go to albums.
Yeah, go to albums.
Yes. Your file is there, Katie.
Okay, so I'm going to go back so they can see it.
But it's, yeah.
So I'm going to media. I'm walking you through it again. I know I'm repeating myself, but I need so you can understand how to do it. Go to media, go to albums. Then you're going to go to beginner quilt examples, and it's not showing it, which means I have to approve something. Hold on a minute. And I keep clicking that wrong thing every time because I'm going faster than my brain's going faster than me, I guess. So.
You're going faster than your computer. This one's slower than you're used to.
Okay, probably. Now if you upload the picture and it doesn't look like it went there, it's because I have to approve it.
Yeah.
The reason there's these approval things going on right now is because there's been people joining the channel.
I'll add a picture.
Yeah, add a picture. There's been some people joining just so they can spam the channel. Did you put it in?
Try to get. Not yet. I'm gonna get a big one. Okay. It's uploading. This will let you know when the post is ready.
Okay. Just let me know when it says it's done so I can check it.
Yeah, it does have to go all the way to Greenland. So
that's funny.
Gotta go all the way to Greenland, and I'm at a campground, so we're really doing. It says potential spam. I am not.
Okay, then what does it say? Then what does it tell you when it says that?
Now I don't see it. I think it was there was a sewing machine on there, and that's what they were saying was potential spam.
It's my group saying that it's potential spam. That's what you're seeing. Because one of the rules of the channel is you can't sell things in the channel, but she's not selling anything. I don't know what kind of decision to make about these two sewing machines because it looks like she's giving them away.
Yeah, but
the first one says I want to part ways with my Juki quilting machine. I want to hand it to a good home. I don't have time to use it now, and I wish to offer it out without a charge. That's what it's saying. But I don't know who.
They'll charge you for shipping.
Yeah, and
they'll charge you for shipping. They'll make money.
So anyway, apparently she's got two of these, and the only reason I haven't posted them is because I have to make a decision on, do I think this is breaking the rules of the group? Does that make sense, what I just said? Because I don't know Patricia well enough to know if this is for real or not.
Do you know her?
No, that's the problem. I don't know who she is.
Yeah, I would tend to say I'd pass on this one, letting it be in, and then you can be more discretionary if something else comes up, because there's times that people pass away and they have these expensive machines.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find a home for them.
And I have no wish to offend anyone, but I don't know the person at all. And that's, in fact, I don't know that she's posted before that I'm aware of. So that was what was bothering me about it. Because what if it's a trick?
Yeah.
I wish whoever it was more specific. Anyway, did you try to post a picture?
I did. So go on into your system there. Let's see what it says.
Media.
Yes, it has accepted it.
Oh, it's there. Okay, so it worked.
It's under the beginners.
So none of you will have to worry about security issues on this as long as it's a quilt. Don't be posting websites, because the first thing my bot is going to do is say, wrong. And I'll have to approve it.
Yeah, it needs to be a photo.
You can share links to beginner quilts. That's fine. but just be aware that it'll have to go through the approval process, because what I'm trying to do is, this group is supposed to be safe. It's supposed to be about crafting and quilting and all these other beautiful things. And we do not want our channels, or it's not a channel, it's a group. We don't want our group being spammed by needless junk. So I had to set the bot to catch some posts, because people will join the group, lie by agree, and they're lying when they agree to the rules, because the first thing you do within 5 minutes of joining the group, they spam the group with t-shirt sales. This is not what my group's about. This group is about us as a community, as sharing what we love to do, not selling stupid t-shirts.
Oh, hold on. I gotta remove my ad then.
What?
Just joking. I'm just joking.
Did you post a picture of a quilting t-shirt?
No, I was going just being a smart butt.
I know you were. That's why I was going along with it. Did you post one? Funny, what they're doing is they're coming in and they're trying to sell t-shirts that follow along with our craft. So because this is a quilting channel, I don't know where they find these t-shirts at, but they're t-shirts with quilting stuff on them. And they're putting the link, and the rule specifically says no selling of anything. And they totally ignore it, like they don't have to follow the rules. And I'm sorry, but my group is not a democracy.
This doesn't apply to me.
Well, it's not a democracy in that way. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying I'm trying to censor speech. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you're going to sell in my group, it ain't going to happen. It's for us to share as a community what we're doing. That's what it's for. Totally for that, is to keep everyone safe. And for no one to fall into a scam. Someone just said, Laura says she believes it's a scam. See, that's why I haven't posted it, because I don't know who she is. And she's not sent a message to me saying, why haven't you posted my pictures? Which even makes me even more leery, because she hasn't contacted me and said, why haven't you posted my pictures? I'm giving away 2 sewing sheets. So my intuition is telling me not to post them.
The one that the last picture that I seen of the machines that you were showing, it was like a down.
Yeah, it was a
Juki.
There was a Juki, and then there's a hang on a minute. Let me go back and look again. The other one is I think an Amari or something. The other one is something called a flare. I ain't even heard of that one, but it's a baby lock. A baby lock flare.
Yeah.
The Juki I looked into, it's quite expensive to be given away.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A Juki's not cheap. I think a Juki's what, $900 or something? $900 to $1,000. That Juki TL 10, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yeah, the
bigger let me catch up.
Ones, the more. I've been I've been typing to people, so.
For those of you who've come in and have channels, make sure, and I'm gonna put it in here for you. Make sure to type !selfie if you want to share your channel, because I see there's some channels in here, and let me catch up on everybody. Because some people are walking. Lori came in. Hi, and Christine came in, and y'all caught me on a little bit of. Myra says, "Don't blame that precious baby."
Kathleen.
Hey, Kathleen. Laura Supp's here. All right. Laura says, unless you know the person properly, you are taking a chance. Most people know there is value in those machines and wouldn't be giving them away. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, why would you? My intuition is like, don't post it. Don't let it through. So I haven't let it through. And the fact that she hasn't even tried to communicate with me lets me know that something's going on. So that's why I haven't. So I'm probably going to go ahead and decline both of them. Laura says, Anne, I've become so skeptical these days. It seems like there are so many out there trying to take advantage. I agree with you, Laura. Let me see here. Hey, Fever Dream, how are you? Thank you for coming to the channel tonight. Kathleen says, if someone really wants to
I
give
think
away
I
the
saw
machine,
them on the. Yeah, I think I saw the Dream Fever on Kevin's channel.
you did. That's when you did Tuber Chat.
Yeah,
You did.
I drew a blank.
Yeah.
I drew a blank there.
Yep, he's from Tuber.
Yeah, I think
him or
today.
her. I don't know which.
Yep.
Because I've never seen a picture. So, but anyway, him or her is from Tuber Chat. There's a few that come in here now that are from Tuber Chat because I'm part of the Tuber Chat family. Because it's been helping my channel to do that. So Kathleen says, if someone really wants to give away a machine, there are local sewing groups to do that. Lots of scams out there. Then Ann says, I do have a website that if Katie allows me, I'll post here. I just want you to get a feeling of what I do with my artwork. Not, Ann, is it a YouTube channel or a regular channel, or is it a website? If it's a website, email it to me so I can look at it, and then I'll see about getting it posted. Okay. Here's my email address where you can email me. If the bot says, come on, Mr. Bot, wake up. What are you doing? You're sleeping? Yeah, send me the website in an email. And then I'll see about getting it shared. Okay. Because the bot's not going to let you share it here in the live. Okay. All right. Unless you're a mod, and I think a moderator can. Speaking of moderators, is there no moderators in here tonight? It doesn't look. Oh,
no. I said that I would be a moderator, Kath.
I need to put you in there.
I said that.
Did you? And I missed it. I'm sorry. Let me go fix you up. Let me go fix you up right now.
No.
Yeah, because I don't have enough moderators.
I know.
Especially if there's another live going on somewhere else, some of the moderators might be over there moderating. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Terry's here. Yeah. So, yep, I got one of them. Hey, Terry, welcome, welcome. So there's one of my mods. So, yeah, you're a moderator, Terry. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Now, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be sewing, but I'm yucky. All right.
I'll show you what I'm working on. Can I show you?
Sure. Let me spotlight you.
Can you see that?
You're doing the, oh my gosh, look at you. Hang on, let me spotlight. She's working on our modern magnolia quilt along. Yes.
It's different with the way I did my color, ways I.
Yeah. Are you going to use all that same color, or are you going to be switching colors as you go along?
I'm going to keep the same. It would be pretty to switch, but I was just doing so good and sewing these and all that, and then I sewed. I think I'm frozen, and then I sewed them the wrong direction. So I got enough of this flower fabric, but not enough of the white, so I have to get some more white. But anybody know what I can do? Please let me know.
I could tell you that I've sewed a couple of them the wrong direction. It's very easy to sew in the wrong direction for sure.
It is. I have to lay them out.
Or if you're like me, you're angle challenged.
I decided I am. I didn't think I was, but there's times it really gets to me.
I'm definitely angle challenged, so I will make that mistake, and I've already made it a couple times.
Can you hear this sewing machine when I run it? Because it is older one. I don't want it to.
No, we hear it a little bit, but it's not even. It's not in your face loud. Put it that way. And if Misty's been sewing, we haven't heard her at all.
I know.
We haven't heard nothing. In fact, it's like, are you there?
I'm just sitting here enjoying the time with you guys.
Are you sewing something? Are you making something? Okay. Just relaxing now, huh?
Yes, it's my
I do that a lot of times. So
Y'all be
doing
proud of me. Guess who got 6 hours of sleep? Me.
right.
I think it helped talking to Myra yesterday because we were talking about my lack of sleep, me not sleeping. Because the last 3 or 4 days, it's been I should be tired, but I'm wide awake stuff, and then it takes me hours. And then when I finally do lay down, I'm only sleeping like 4 hours, and then in that 4 hours, I wake up at least once or twice. But did I wake up during the 6 hours? I think once.
Irish lady, what is her? Do you
Her
know
name
her?
is Linda.
Irish
Hey, Linda.
Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in. Lori Clark.
Hey, Lori Clark.
Art and Art Boutique. I think she was in earlier. Yeah, you were
she was
talking about her
here.
website.
She was talking about sharing her
Yep.
web page.
All right.
So what is everyone working on? And I know I haven't made a poll yet. I'm trying to decide on what kind of, because we had a poll Tuesday night, and guess who forgot to talk about what the specifics were of it? Me.
Results.
Yeah, the results.
What was it? What?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the question was now. I don't know. I have to go look and see what the question was, but it turns out that the one that was
knitting or crocheting?
the one with, huh?
Was it the knitting?
Yeah, that's right. Let me redo the poll. I know y'all saw this last Tuesday, but let's do the poll because I know why I put the poll up too. It's because I'm going to have a collaboration with Andy of Crafty Witch, and she's a crocheter, and she makes the coolest things. She makes little origamis, and she's pretty amazing. And because I know how to crochet, and I have some subscription boxes that haven't been made into anything, I think it's
beautiful
a little bit of let's start making some of these boxes. So the question was, do you crochet? Thanks for that, Misty. Knit, or do you do both? And then I put option A is crochet, option B is knit, and option C is going to be both. And I'm going to start the poll. Let's see what we get. And someone remind me, tell us what the final numbers are. All right, so I know some of y'all did this last time. Sorry. Do it again if you do not mind, because I missed out on sharing the final result. All right. And I'm almost got this paper marked up so I can start sewing this. And you're probably wondering, why am I drawing on the back of my paper? Because I am easily distracted, and when you're on a live, it's easy for me to do this even when I'm not on a live and I'm watching a video, to get distracted and sew the wrong thing in the wrong spot. And also because I like to be a little more consistent on where I lay these at, I tend to mark them so I can see them, because I don't have a light to lay my stuff on like some have for their paper piece, and I don't own a light because I can't. So far, I haven't been able to find one that I could buy in Denmark or have sent from Denmark to here. So far, no one's selling them, which is kind of weird. Now, if you go to the IKEA website, they happen to have one, which is weird. But I don't know if they'll ship it to me. I was trying to set up an account a while ago, and because we want to buy a couple things from IKEA in Ogborg, because a shipping company called Royal Greenland, not Royal Greenland, all these royal names, because Royal Greenland is who my husband works for. Royal Arctic Lines. They have a port right there in Aalborg, and IKEA has a store there as well. So I thought, well, to save on shipping and stuff, let's buy from the Aalborg store, and then all they have to do is put it on ship and send it here. So, because it's too expensive to send it through regular mail because those are big pieces. And I doubt they're going to put that on an airplane.
Wow.
I don't think that'll ever happen. So, anyway, I saw one there and I'm like, that's interesting.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh when you said that about IKEA. For me, being in the States, I'm in Ohio. I have one IKEA and it takes me like 45 minutes to get there, but I absolutely love the place. And
Well, you're lucky you
it's,
have one.
but then I have to realize for certain places like Greenland or other places like that, IKEA is kind of like a Walmart for them. You know, we have Walmart everywhere here, but for other places, IKEA would be like a Walmart, which would be wonderful instead of Walmart.
Yeah, we don't even have I don't even know that, well, not that I've seen in Denmark. They have what us Americans used to have were malls, and now I guess most of the malls are no longer malls. But over here they call them centers, which is an interesting name for multiple stores in one spot. And but they're not huge centers. I the biggest one I've seen was in was just outside of Fano, and let me think of the name of the town or city. It starts with an E. Anyway, it's not going to matter because you're not going to know where I'm talking about anyway. But it had a two-floored center, and because we went to watch a movie while we were in Fano, and we were there for I think 4 or 5 days because he was there for his EMS re-upping his license as the EMS, and we went to see a movie while we're there, and their theater, oh my god, it's like the United States theaters. It just it'll spoil you. But I am just so aware how insanely expensive they are now. I mean, you practically need to be rich to go see a movie.
Oh yeah. Wait till it comes
Or
on.
don't eat and drink. I learned to just bring in a water bottle with me in my purse.
Oh yeah. The food is worse than the movie ticket.
Yep.
I
I
think
like the
the food
popcorn.
and
So
drink.
what we do with the popcorn to save money is we buy the big one, and generally and we share it. So we never buy two of them.
Yeah.
And it's like me and Nikolai share food all the time. It's funny with us. We share a lot of food together. And if I don't finish food in a restaurant, guess who does? He does.
Yep. Yep.
And
My husband does
if
too.
he's too full to finish it, then we make sure we take it home in a doggy box. Even if we're somewhere not at home, like in the United States, I'll bring it home to the hotel and put it in the refrigerator, and then the next day stick it in the microwave and nuke it. Because I just don't believe in wasting it because it's too expensive.
It is.
Okay, let me see. Hi, Lucy.
I always say, let's get Carrie in.
Paul, is that you or me?
Oh, that was me. Don't worry about it. It's
okay, because I'm like, I hear
good.
And I'm like, I hope that's not me going off because I'm not answering it.
Oh, she said a phone. I don't know. Wasn't my phone.
So it's not you? Then it must be me.
I didn't hear anything.
If it's not
No,
you,
I didn't hear anything.
hang on, let me see if it's me. I bet it's me. It is. Goodbye, Cameron. I cannot talk to you right now. Hang on a minute. I need to tell him. I'll call him later. He lives in Canada, and I bet the reason he's calling me is because he saw my post on my Facebook about what was going on today. About that little speech Trump made earlier today.
I went on YouTube because I have YouTube, please forgive me. But I would go on and hit lives, and all my quilting things would come up when you guys were on or gonna be coming on. And all I did is, I don't want to get anything started, but all I did was a couple times click on a news channel. It overtook my lives. There was only like maybe 2 quilting channels that would show up. So today I went through all my subscriptions and I unsubscribed to all the news.
I do not want to see this
Yep.
ever again stuff.
Yep. I unsubscribed, and then on the screen, on the part where you're in all or home, I did it, and it's like, it's gonna be so nice now that when I go into my lives, they're gonna put my quilting videos up again.
Yeah, what I did is I only
try.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I said try threading. I'm trying to thread this machine. It's a 301 Singer, and I'm trying to get the thread in. And here, the needle eye is from left to right, not front to back. It would just took me a while.
Giving you a hard time.
Yeah,
When they're not
because I wasn't playing.
Got to cut some squares for this block because I didn't have any of this white. What I did is I got rid of all of them but my PBS on my YouTube. I watched, and I haven't even been watching it because within about 5 minutes of and it's not PBS I'm mad at. It's what's being said that makes me mad.
Yeah. I just took it off. That's my purpose of YouTube is to relax, enjoy, watch a movie, do things like that. And I thought, what's gone on here? All my notifications are not.
A lot of my notifications aren't working though, which
I
is strange.
did a battle in one.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I have most of my subscriptions set to tell me when they're going to go live. It's like with your channel. I never got a notification, so I wrote it on a sticky thing. Sherry goes live on this day because if I don't, I'm going to forget.
I noticed that too. The little hour or the little notification thing you can click on, and I'm looking for who's going to be live, which I know who's going to be live, or what, and it's not showing up. So they're either lagging behind. I think there's some issues right now. They say because they're kind of restructuring their
there's probably something going on. They might be updating the whole platform, and whenever you update platforms, things get weird.
Ooh, let's see, Grace is here. Hi. June, have Grace. You I don't think I've met her before.
Nope, I haven't either. There's been some new people coming that I've never seen before. So welcome to the channel and welcome to my craziness tonight. Myra, are you still there?
She is.
If you're still there, Sissy, what are you working on?
Just away because I heard her.
Just so you guys know, Sunday is our is episode 2 of our mental health live, where we're going to talk about just talk about having tools to help us, and having friends, and having how our crafts help us when we're having a bad rough week or rough day or rough hour, whatever. But anyway, we went really well last time, and I'm gonna make sure I don't cry tonight. Not gonna happen tonight. Nope, not gonna happen. Not like the other day. I didn't even know that was gonna happen. But anyway, Myra is gonna join Danny on my live Sunday because she's a social worker, and she this is something that she's not a doctor, but she does specialize in this, and she has lots of good tips and tricks that'll help people, hopefully. And, she's just going to help join in, and we're going to just have a really great positive discussion like last time. And to be frank, I thought that people would leave, but they didn't. They stayed and they talked. And that's what I wanted, because what I'm trying to do is create a small community, that when someone's in trouble and they need to talk, they know where to go. They can send an email. They can, at some point, if things stay on a positive note, maybe we can create a group where people can come in and say, I need someone to talk to, or what can I do because I'm feeling this way? What are your, ask questions. What do you do when you're feeling this way? Or what's your, there's all, because everybody does things differently. How one handles being sad, another may do it a different way. And if we all have a group of, or if we have and it's not this simple, was what Myra pointed out. This is not a simple thing. So, but if people share what they do, maybe something that person does resonates with the person who's not tried that. And if that resonates, that's the idea here. So that's Sunday, and Myra's and I'm really tickled about that.
Laura's here too. Okay.
Katie,
Andrea wants to know when your block is coming back.
Hang on.
Sorry.
I gotta go get
Andrea wants to know.
Okay. I saw. I'll be right back.
She says she's biting at the bit. She's anxious. Is anybody else doing that one? You know what? I don't remember the name of it. I think that's out of the 1,000 block book that Katie's working on. But you guys have picked beautiful blocks to work on. I'm not doing it, but I wish I had. I'm trying to get caught up.
Okay, so our next channel sew will be a week from today, the 20th.
Is that the 1,000 block?
No, that's the one we're designing as we go along. This one.
I thought you were getting that out of that book though. Those blocks. You're not.
No, that 1,000 block one comes from a book.
Oh, okay. I must.
This is what she's talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other one you were doing.
No, I'm doing multiple things. I'm sorry to confuse you.
I know.
But I think she's talking about the channel sew along. Andrea, you're talking about this one, yes?
And
she says, Katie, when is the next part of your quilt pattern? Yeah, she's talking about this. This is the one we're designing as a group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so their homework
I have that too.
Yeah, so your homework is to make as many of these 9 packets as you could make, or make as many as you plan on making based on what you think you want the size of your quilt to be. That was the idea.
I have a lot of catching up to do then, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty simple. I mean,
are you doing it, Misty? Are you doing that one?
I'm just learning about all of it right now. That's why I chose not to sew, with that way I could catch up and learn what you guys have been doing. And so
yeah,
I'm just catching on.
It's really
what I did. What I started them out with is I showed them how I started at the very beginning of it, which you probably saw where I showed that charm pack, that charm block that looked like it was outside or inside out. Yeah, this. So you can see Misty. What I did is this is how I started it. And for those who haven't heard it, what I did is I have 141 charm packs, and you're like, oh my God. Yep, I do. Okay. And no, I haven't bought any since 2020. So that tells you I've not been buying more. So what I did is I took 3 packs of charm packs. Then I divided that charm pack in half. I made 2 piles. I set one pile aside, which would be 21, and the other side would be 21, unless it comes up one short, which I've noticed some of mine did. So you end up with 20 in one pile and 21 in the other. It doesn't matter. The count doesn't matter. But you're going to need to use, if you want to make a good size one, you're going to need to at least use 3 charm packs. Then what you do is you take that pile that you kept, because that's what you're going to make 4 patches with. You're going to then go through there and because this is going to be scrappy, you can decide on what you want each set of 2 to face each other. Okay, so what I did is I chose this for this side and this for the other side. Then you're going to put them face to face. You're going to sew a 1/4 inch line down one side here, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side parallel. So you'll have 2 sews here. Then you're going to take your ruler and make sure you set your ruler to 2.5 inches, which is directly in the middle of this sew. And you're going to cut down without moving your block. Then you're going to cut again, coming across like this. And so what you're going to end up with is half patches, 4 of them. And those 4 half patch units will make 2 4-patch blocks. Then you're going to sew them. You can either keep within this range if you want to, or you can mix them up with whatever, all your other ones. You can mix it, match it, whatever. And then you're going to end up with lots of 4 patches. And then you got to take your 4 patches and sew those into 9 patch blocks, which look like this. They're going to look like this. And you make as many of them as you want to make. Now, we don't have a set size for a quilt yet or quilt top yet, because we are designing as we go along. And I'll be getting more feedback as we go along. Some might see, Andrea says she's using 6 charm packs. You do what you feel you can handle. I'm doing 3 currently, so because I don't know what size, because I haven't done the math. And I'm not doing the math right now because I want people to just go with it. Just go with the flow. Now, on the live next week, we are going to talk about, and I'm going to show you how to make it, that other stack that you set aside. The other stack you set aside, I'm going to show you how to do units of 2 and make this hourglass block. Now, we're going to have to trim down so that they can match the 4-patch blocks, because they're going to be bigger, and you're going to be like, why? I don't know exactly why. But when you're doing this particular half square triangle sew part of this, the size is bigger and you have to trim down, and I'll walk you through trimming it down. But I'm going to show you how I took 2 squares, put them face to face, sewed a sew line all the way around the entire square piece of fabric or 5-inch block. And then I cut them diagonal, which gave me 4 half square triangles. And then I created hourglasses with them. So it's really simple. There's really not that much that goes into this, other than when we do these, we do have to trim down in order, and you trim the half square triangles down, not the hourglass. You cannot trim an hourglass down, because if you do, you're going to lose your point. So we trim down the half square triangles, then we make the hourglass, and then they will be the same size as your 4 patches. And that will be a homework. And once everybody gets the understanding of how I did this, now you can make your hourglass your way. I am not saying, even with the 4 patches, you do you. If you don't like the way I have shown you to do it which way makes sense to you. The idea is you need lots of these, and we're going to need 7 of these per 9-patch block. So this is 7. And then when everybody's got all their hourglasses, the next time we meet, we're going to talk about this sashing. And then I'm going to ask for feedback, because I'm thinking that we don't necessarily have to do this whole thing. And like you see, I have this sashing in white. But if we want to be scrappy, we could do white, we could do red, we could do blue, we can do purple, we can do pink. They can be rotated all through the quilt, where you don't have that same color going all the way through. Or if you want to keep it with one color, that's okay too. The idea is to be as creative and as scrappy as you want to be. That will make you happy and you feel good and you want to continue sewing it. That's the idea for this.
Yeah, Andrea was talking about she says hers is in vibrant colors. I told her to share a picture of her block on your Facebook page so we can see her colors.
Yes, please do.
Because now she's got my, yeah.
Yes, please do. And if anyone else is sewing those blocks, please put them on Facebook. And if you can't put them on because you're not a Facebook user, because I know some are not, please email them to me. I promise you, I will put them over here on my YouTube community tab with your name on it. And whatever you have to say about it. And that way, you know, people can see your work too, because I don't want anyone left out because, because of platform issues. Now, Sherry and a couple other people and Sean of the guy who sews does have Discord. So if you're a Discord user, find Sean, the guy who sews, or find Sherry. Sherry also has one. And just in case you don't want to email the picture, you can always go put it on her platform or on Sean's platform and put in there, this is the sew along for Katie's channel. And then someone will say something to me. They always do. Someone posted something about you over here. Come look. And because I don't check Discord every day, I find Discord intimidating because it's not very user friendly. So that's why I don't even have anything set up there. Maybe I should, but Sean set up a what do you call those groups within
a creators page?
Yeah, it's like, he set one up with my name on it. So even in his, if you look for my name, there's one that's my name on it. You can go in there and share a picture because he knew that I was having trouble with Discord, and he set it up so people can go post their pictures there as well. So you are welcome to do it through email, through Facebook group, or Discord using, and I'm sure Sherry's okay with me volunteering her for this.
It's fine. I'm just gonna press my blocks.
And Sherry, if you want to, since you're a moderator now, you could probably share your Discord link in there if you want. Because I don't know what it is right now. Anyone here on Blue Sky?
Yeah, if I could figure out how to do that.
Yeah, you're like me. You're still learning.
I know. I'm still learning. I'm baby yet.
Anne says, the fabrics today make my artist heart happy. It has lots of happy fabric right now. I am amazed at what's her first name? The Yoder lady. Dang it. Who? She designs fabric. Yoder.
Not Tulip Pink.
No. Something Yoder.
Okay, now I know.
Sherry Yoder too? Anyway, she designs fabric, and her new fabric line's called oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart tonight. Because Jess has been sewing with her fabric line, and oh my gosh, it's Corey Yoder. Yeah, Corey Yoder came out with this beautiful, bright and happy line. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, man, I want to go buy that line, but I can't. I haven't bought fabric since the end of November. I'm on a no buy line right now. Not because I'm trying to prove a point. Nope. It's because I don't have money for fabric right now. I am brokety broke.
Let me see.
Uh-oh, something happened here. No, it didn't. I thought it did. Nope, I'm okay. Never mind.
Nope.
I thought I didn't sew this on here, but I did. Okay. All right, let's get this pressed open. I'm not getting very much sewing tonight.
Hopefully I can find, I think I can do this link.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to share it right there since you're a moderator. Unless the bot said, you're not.
Well, if I can get it to work for me and, oh, I got it. It says, oh. Well, it still should be the same thing. Let me see. Okay. It'll take me a minute. It'll take me a hot minute, everybody.
Lori, what happened to your message? Or Laura? She just yeah, I missed whatever she said. Hey, June Hanson. Hey, Melanie Taylor. And anyone else? Hey, Deb, welcome, welcome. And did I miss anyone else? If I missed you, I'm so sorry. Hello to anyone who just came in. Okay, let me find number. Let's see, we're going to do number 3 next. And number 3 is the background. And that's going to be what? One thing I have to say about Back Quarter Shop on this sew along is when they're sending you these kits, fabric kits to go with this sew along, they're making sure you have plenty of fabric. I want to show you something. After I did all of my cutting for all 20 blocks, I had quite a bit left over. Well, I thought I was going to show it to you. And as always, oh, here it is. I want you to check this out. This is how, after I cut for all 20 of my blocks, I want to show you what's left over for month 1. This is all the fabric that's left over. And this was just for month 1, okay? See all of this?
Wow, that's a lot.
Yep, these are all leftovers. There's going to be enough left over here, probably to create a backing of some type, maybe. I don't know if it'll be enough to cover the whole back, but it might be something worth me turning into piecing. And yeah, creating something for the back, and then that would just leave me having to find enough fabric to go around the piecing part of it. But isn't that cool? Because there'll be all this left over. And since it's Tula Pink and it's going to be per quilt, and I'm not a Tula Pink person. Now there's some of these that I'd love to keep, like that one. This low volume stuff like this right here. I would love to keep this, and use it in other things. But I figured what I'd do is I'd do some piecing and then put borders around the piecing for the backing. Because I didn't order the backing for the quilt. Because I was trying to save as much money as I could, because this is not a cheap project. Tula Pink, very expensive.
That's why I don't.
Yeah. The fact that there's so much left over, though, gives me an avenue of what can I do about the backing on it. So I don't, because I could always go and buy the backing, which is their low, like the wider the I think it's I don't know what color you call it, but it's the one with all the little birds on it. I could do that, and but it's still going to be I'm pretty sure that yardage is still going to be pretty expensive, even for the low volume part of Tula Pink, or what they call, maybe they call it basics. It's either low volume or basics. I'm not sure which they're calling it, but I could do that. But if I have all this leftover fabric, instead of letting it sit and collect dust, why not use it as a backing?
I would piece as much of it together as I can to make as big as backing as I can.
Yeah, exactly. And a certain granddaughter will be happy to have it. You know what I mean? I'm making it for my 13-year-old granddaughter because she is turning out to be like my oldest daughter, Lynn. Okay, so no one gets confused. Abby's 13, and Abby is the daughter of my youngest daughter, Kristen. But my oldest daughter, Lynette, is the artist. She has been gifted she was born gifted. I mean, when she started holding crayons at 3 years old, she was using colors like 3-year-olds don't normally use. I mean, so when she was in either kindergarten or first grade, one of her pieces got put in an art show, and we went to the art exhibition for all these students' artwork. And a man who, I don't remember his name, but he was someone famous who was a famous artist, was there to look at all the artwork. And he walked up and he says, "Are you Lynette Douglas's mom?" "Yes." He says, "How long has your daughter been using colors like that and using crayons and colored pencils together?" I said, since she was 3 years old. Why? And he says, you've never taught her to use color in that way? No. And he told me, he says, we have spent, as instructors of art, we have tried to teach the use of color in this manner, and it can't be taught. It comes from in here.
Oh, wow.
And because the way
Wow.
she does it, it caught his attention. He says, she is gifted with color. And
Wow.
let her do her thing. And I did. I let her do her thing. And, you know, now I miss seeing her paint because she hasn't painted for a while now. And I wish she'd get back to painting. But it occurred to me too, you know, she could become an artist for fabric.
Yeah.
But now my 13-year-old granddaughter is showing the same skill set. So it must be something that's coming from my side of the family, or I don't know, somewhere on that, I don't think it's coming from the paternal side, because as far as I know, there's not anyone over there that even does anything crafty. But it's beautiful because she just suddenly started showing this, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So she
That's
likes
something. That's a gift.
Yeah, it is. And she likes these. To me, tulip pink's a bit on the eclectic side. I hope that doesn't sound offensive. But to me,
I'm not into tulip pink.
Well, I'm not either.
The
but
colors are beautiful.
But the way she uses color and stuff is very eclectic, and I'm seeing that with Abby. So I know Abby will definitely appreciate the quilt because of the colors.
Yeah.
She really likes K facet fabric of all things. She's seen some there
I do
during
like
summer,
it.
and she's like, Grandma, I really like these.
This is real vibrant.
Yep. And I probably have this art thing inside of me, and I'm just not aware of it, because look at my mandala. I mean, that came from inside. That,
yeah.
The use of the color, that was not because the designer of the pattern had to use those colors. That's all me. And anytime I use batik, it's all me. But and it could be that, you know, I used to draw a lot when I was young, and then one day my mean father came in and I had a box that I kept all my artwork in. And one day my mean father came in there and took my box and threw it in the burn barrel. And I stopped drawing after that, because I knew if I drew, he was going to take it.
Yeah, a lot of people on chat here are saying that, you know, different. So Terry says, my granddaughter is an artist by nature. She would rather sketch all day than to do anything else. She will be 16 soon. I'll encourage her talent. And then Anne says that her 86-year-old aunt on her father's side still paints. 96. I'm sorry, 96-year-old aunt. She loves painting on glass. And that's not easy to paint on glass in one way. I mean, the paint slides. And then Anne says, Laura, watercolor is what I do. So Anne art, good, because I'm checking out your site, and I probably already am on your channel, but I'm going to check it out because I love watercolor. Let's see, anybody else?
Let me show you something. I know this is not spectacular, but I have never painted with oils, or whatever you call that. And Lynette took me to
acrylic.
Yeah, acrylics. Yeah, that's it. And Lynette took me out one night, well, not this last time, but the time before, when we were together in Florida. She said, Mom, I want you to go painting with me. And we went and we painted together at this art studio, and the teacher was up there instructing us on how to paint this scene that she chose for us. I have never touched a paintbrush, much less acrylics, in my life. So if it doesn't look very good to you guys, this is why. But I want to show you what I made. And we all painted the same scene.
Hi, Rita. How you doing?
This is my
Oh,
painting.
I painted oil before and I had it all over my hands. I could acrylic I could do, oil it was all over me. Oh, Katie,
This is my
That's
only
that's
beautiful.
beautiful.
first time ever painting.
That was beautiful.
Wow.
So it's probably in me. It's just never been able to be expressed because of it being stifled. So what I would do, because I wasn't, stopped drawing and stuff, I used color out in my garden. So it, when you, one day when I go to the States again next year, I'm going to come home with all of my pictures. I have pictures of my gardens, and you'll see what I mean. I mean, I had color everywhere, but I would spend hours outside tending all of that. But this was the first time I had ever painted
Wow.
anything. And I don't know if you can tell, these are trees. See the trees?
That's cool. I like the birds. It's like
Yeah.
it's really cool how they're swooping
Thank
down.
you. I mean, I couldn't seem to get this right, but Lynette said it looked fine. So, and if Lynette says it looks fine, then it must be.
Rita's in here.
Hey Rita, welcome, welcome. And Ann says I don't have
Joyce.
any videos really on here regarding her art. I do have a website that, yeah. Well, definitely. Katie, art is my therapy, says Ann. Yeah. I mean, and I love you know what? I'm so fascinated with watercolors. You know what Lynette loves messing with the most? Because a lot of her artwork she did this with. She used what they call I don't want to say pastels because I think that's incorrect. It looks like chalk, kinda, but it's not chalk. I don't know. I'll have to look it up and I'll get back to you on that. But anyway, she did a lot of her artwork with that because you can buy so many colors with these little sticks of whatever they are. And she would just spend hours painting it, and it comes out like a painting actually, not charcoal cherry, because
Wow.
these are all in colors. And she would paint for hours, and it's similar to painting, but it's not painting. Anne calls it pastel, so maybe I am right. Anyway, yeah, it must be pastels. Maybe that's why I keep wanting to call it pastel. It's wet paper painting, and she would just go. And when you look at the stuff, you're like, dang.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented people to be able to draw, or yeah, it's I don't think that's something that you can be taught, but you can't
force it.
If you're taught, I don't know if you can. I think it comes from within when you start doing your art.
I know.
Just like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, just like Andrea and them, the ones that can come up with pattern designs. That's talent. I mean,
it definitely takes talent, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You're giving me such a hard time today. Because probably I'm in a hard time.
I'm squaring up my blocks, so I have to sliver them a little bit. So that's good. That means I sewed pretty good.
You gonna watch the live tomorrow night?
Who?
Mine.
Am I?
The reason I asked, oh, you're
I'm-
going to be
I'm-
on the live, dang it. Hey, will you
I'm
message?
gonna.
Sorry. Will you message?
That's
Yeah, see, tells you how together I am today. Huh? Anyway, can you do me a favor
Yeah,
and send me a
I'll be
messenger
watching.
Yeah, send me a messenger message about an hour earlier, just to make sure that I'm on the same page and not
Okay.
on the wrong page like I
Okay.
was today. Definitely on the wrong page.
Time change just.
It's got me boobard, man.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because, we don't change.
We
our
had your back.
time. Or we're not supposed to be changing our time now. Whether it might happen, I don't know. We'll see. I guess it'll depend on what the government
You'll be
decides to do this
Pacific.
year.
Wonder
No,
if you'll be Pacific, Midwest, Eastern Standard Time,
that's why I was put
Alaska time.
Yeah, that's why I was put Eastern Standard Time. I used to put all of them, and then I'm like, wait, everybody in the
too.
United States knows the time difference between their own United States time zone. Just stick Eastern Standard Time on there, and everybody can pretty much, oh, okay, that's this many hours behind me somewhere else, Or
That's
this
what
many
I
hours
do.
ahead of me. Sorry, my bad. So currently, Greenland is only, which used to be this way actually when time changes were occurring. Over here, we used to stay 2 hours ahead of you in the summer months and 2 hours ahead of you. No, 2 hours behind. 2 hours. No, 3 hours ahead of you in the winter months. I don't know. I don't remember. It was weird the way it was.
Yeah,
And if I talk
the way
too
your
much about it,
sun,
I'm gonna confuse myself.
your
some
daylight.
more. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
why
your daylights and night times.
Yeah, I don't even see what the point of doing a time
I
change
wish they wouldn't change it.
because it's not going to matter as far as daylight versus darkness, because by the time June the 21st rolls in, we're going to be at 22 hours of daylight anyway.
Do you have blackout curtains in your bedroom?
Yes. I told everybody the other day, I don't know if you saw this, that there's only curtains in one room, the bedroom. We have 11 windows in our house, and all the rest of the windows have no curtains on them. None. Zero. Just the bedroom.
I all my downstairs does not have any curtains other than the bedrooms.
Might be a Greenland thing. I'm not sure, because I noticed that outside of I see that there's like curtains on what looks to be the sleeping room, which is what they call it here in English. They translate to English as sleeping room. Their sleeping rooms have because of the fact that we get so many hours of daylight, but the rest of their house, I don't see curtains on them. And someone says, well, don't you have peeping toms? Someone asked me that actually. I'm like, no. And they asked me, do you look in their windows? No, because it's weird to go looking in their windows because they have no curtains.
Yeah.
Our neighbor right in front of us.
I like the sunlight.
Me too. That's why I don't put any on this, because in the summer months, I have the ability to open windows. It's getting warmer and warmer, and I'm going to end up having to, I don't know what we're going to do about trying to keep the house a little cooler because it gets too hot in here. But I turned the thermostat down so the heated flooring stays cooler more than it stays warm, except for in the bathroom. I keep that warm all the time because the tile floors, when they get cold, oh my gosh, they are uncomfortable to your feet. But yet I'll go walk outside and walk in the snow. Go figure. But I'll gripe about the tile being cold.
Oh my goodness.
You can't take the Florida girl out of me. I'm sorry, but
I was just going to say that's the Southern in you.
Yep, that's the Florida
Southern
girl in me, barefooted. What were you going to say, Misty?
And Sherry, where she was located.
Oh, North Carolina, near Raleigh. It's a town called Eaton. What was that?
I don't think that's too far from me.
You're in North Carolina too?
Where are
Misty?
you at?
I'm in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh,
Oh,
you're in Ohio.
Dayton? Oh, I used to live in Ohio for 38 years or something like that. And I lived in Portland. So Dayton would have been about maybe 2.5, 3 hours away from Dayton.
And says they mind their own business. And Rita says, I hate curtains and have one window in my bedroom, which I have a wood blinds made from cedar. Then over that, I have a heavy dark throw blanket. Makes it super dark in my bedroom. Hey, I hear you on that one. And then Rita was telling Anne, take a photo and look at it, and then close your eyes and paint one section of the photo as you see it with your eyes. And then Terry says,
Wow.
Wait, something. Let me see. Anne says, I've done one piece in charcoal. It is hanging in my son's room. Then Rita says something to Terry. I missed what Terry said. Let me go find Terry's comment. Terry made a comment. What did she
Let's see if I can.
Painting is no different than quilting. Do not overthink it. I don't know what. Okay, so anyway, Rita had made a comment to Terry. Exactly. It is interesting if you go to painting with wet paper, you close your eyes and vision what you want on the paper. Keep your eyes closed and just go for it. And then open your eyes after it's done. Yeah, I've done that before. Just draw what's in my brain. And then Joyce says, I live
I've
on
closed
the
my
main
eyes.
street. Hey there, Steph.
Oh,
welcome. Wait. Joyce says, I live on the main street through town. I have curtains. See, yeah. My mother had curtains on every window in the house, and even if it was one this big, it had to have a curtain on it. She didn't, I don't know why, but she did.
Well, they did. That was the time, now.
Yep.
We don't as much. You feature your woodwork and stuff in the outside.
Yeah. I know one thing. The next time I see tourists sticking a camera up to someone's window, I'm going to call them out on it.
You mean they had?
Yeah, they did. If I hadn't have been tour guiding, I would have walked up and said, hey, excuse me, but what the hell are you doing?
I would do that. That is
It's
evasive
rude. It's so
of them.
rude.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they don't.
It's like
they don't ask permission to take pictures of the Greenlander kids. They just do it.
Oh. Yeah. See, here, if they were in the States, I mean, I think most people would end up asking, do you mind if I take a picture? Like,
yeah,
it was Halloween here and at the campground, and the kids was going to go around and trick or treat. And one had a really cute outfit, but I asked her, do you mind? Is it okay if I take your picture? And she says, I'd rather you not. It was the little girl saying that. I says, okay. That's why you need to ask. Yeah,
because kids are not zoo animals. And I didn't say that toward you, Sherry. That's not what I meant. But that's the way it looks when you see.
No. When people are doing that and not asking permission.
Yep.
I
wonder how many zoo animals.
It's like the Amish
cheered at like that. When I was studying at college for my landscape program that I was majoring in, I would go take pictures of people's landscape in front of their house, and I always made sure that their address wasn't anywhere in that picture. And one time, one of the owners walked out the door because they saw me out there taking pictures of one of their trees, and he says, "What are you doing?" And I told him. And I told him where I was from. I was telling him I was part of the college, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you're not the first one I've seen taking pictures of that tree. And I'm like, really? There's been other young people coming by here taking pictures of my tree. And I was wondering what was going on. And I told him, I said, we have to make, we do this in the fall and in the spring, we have to make a notebook. And the notebook has to cover 300 different plants that cover trees, shrubs, ground covers, ornamental trees, shade trees, things like that. They have to cover all that. And you can, and we have to either take pictures or we have to find a way of drawing the tree. And I have been taking photographs of plants since I was 13. And he's like, oh, so that's what this is about. And he says, well, is the notebook like, what does the notebook consist of? So I told him. And he's like, well, that makes sense. Now I know why people are over here taking pictures of my tree. But for the most part, they were so used to seeing a bunch of young adults coming through their neighborhood, they just, didn't say anything. And I said, I hope I didn't make you mad. And he's like, no, we just was wondering what was going on. But now I think I'm, when I was in, I don't remember where I was at, but I wanted to stop the car and get out and take a picture of someone's front yard. And Nikolai's like, aren't you worried about getting shot at? I'm like, you have a point there, dude.
I never thought about it.
Hadn't thought about it, but in this day and age, that is a potential to happen.
I know.
Because back, when I was doing college, people weren't doing that kind of thing to people.
Did you know Joyce Hernandez is in the chat and Debbie's in the chat?
Hey, Joyce, and hey, Debs, how are y'all? What y'all working on? And do the poll, because we're going to talk about the poll in a minute. So I don't forget.
We have the Groves Bargain Emporium. Steph, she's saying, hey, Katie.
How you doing, Steph?
She's been from over.
Oh,
working
Steph.
and listening, she said.
Okay. And Steph,
yeah.
For those of you who are channels, let me remind you, all you have to do is type exclamation selfie. And if you don't know how to spell it, let me stick it in here. Type exclamation selfie and hit the enter button, and it will share your channel link. I bet I missed Tuber Chat's live tonight because I can't remember what time he was scheduled for.
I was, yeah, it was on early. I was on for about an hour.
Yeah, I figured he was early, so that's
and then it was early. Well,
he knows I have live Thursday.
Had to go.
And sometimes our time frames kind of conflict with each other because he doesn't stay the same time every week. Works. Wow, that is terrific. Thanks, Katie. You're welcome. Someone texted me. Joyce says, I'm thinking of putting blinds on the small windows in the living room, but it will cost a fortune for the big one. Yeah, blinds are not cheap. I would like to have blinds over here on this end of the living room, not to keep people from looking in, but I have pictures of family members here on the wall, along with that mandala, and this is why I have this weird thing hanging up. Let me show you. These are a type of blind. Can you see that? I have a quilt attached to it right now I'm working on. Those are actually blinds.
Okay.
And they're hanging in the middle of this room. And the reason they're up there is to keep the sun from hitting this wall where my pictures are and where my mandala is. Because I don't want the sun fading it because the sun is so bright in the summer. And I'm sorry, I don't mean
I wonder if you could do a partition.
Yeah, I thought about I've already bought one of those 3-piece screen thing. I don't know what you call them. They're like a tripod.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'll start seeing them come through here and buy 2 more of them, and then I can do it like that too. But they're just not quite as tall as the ceiling's not that tall, but they're taller than me, but they're not as tall as the ceiling. So there's still that gap right up there at the top. But that was my invention for a temporary fix to keeping pictures from getting faded. But I'm thinking that when we move back into it is now going to be called the craft room. I think I'm going to move my mandala in there with it. And since there's only one window,
that'd be good because the light.
Yeah, and there's not going to be as much sunlight going in there. And I thought I would still put,
because it will fade.
Yeah,
it'll fade if you don't.
Exactly. And those colors are so bright, it wouldn't take much to fade them. All right, number 8 is the green. This one particular fabric has fruit on it. Check it out. See the little fruits?
That's cute.
That's cute, right?
That's little.
Yep. Okay, what else did I miss? Joyce says, on some of my windows, on the outside of the window, I bought some of the sunscreen stuff. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
The film.
Yeah, and then Rita says, yes, it did, Deb. I thought at first it was me due to high winds we are having right now. Someone was talking about that there's a chill factor. While it's 85 degrees. And I went to look that up on the internet, and there is no such thing. But the chill factor is actually based on the temperature on your skin. That's why they use the chill factor, what it would feel like if it was hitting your skin. They don't talk about chill factors here too much. Because when it gets cold, it gets cold.
The chill factor is cold.
Yep. Wear your snow, and they don't say
and what's
wear
it gonna
snow
be
clothes. Most everybody knows if it's going, if
and
the wind is blowing, don't go outside without snow clothes, you know.
You probably don't have much on the weather. It's probably what's going to be tomorrow cold. What's going to be the next day cold.
Yeah, they just show the temperature.
Cold for the next few.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, when you have your winds, that's when you probably really get the forecast.
They'll show wind events at you know, like if we're going to get a bitter rock and they know it's coming, they'll mention that. But bitter rocks are weird. They're hard to forecast because when you think you're not going to have a bitter rock, you have one. Because what causes a bitter rock is that you have, because we live close to the ice. So think of it this way. The ice cap has one temperature. The air just above the ice cap is another temperature. Then you have temperature of the atmosphere. And then you have temperatures that are flowing in between mountains. And then you have the air temperature of the ocean that flows around us and through the fjords and stuff. So you have all these temperatures going on. And when one temperature stays like extremely cold and then everything else is warm, and then you get at the very top might be, so you basically might have super cold air up here and super cold air down here. And then in between is this variation of warmer air. And when they all crash into each other, they create this wind event that has to do with the mountains, the ice cap, and because we live on a lake, and this lake's quite big, and the wind comes from the north, it crosses over, creating a lake effect on top of it. And so the whole north side of our house, if you were on this side of the house, which this is the end of the house, is the north side, our bedrooms are on the south side. Our bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms, would be 10 degrees warmer than on this side of the house. Because when the bitter rock comes, it drops temperatures down to like minus 54 degrees Celsius, usually. And our boiler barely keeps up with that. You know, why this end of the house is always cooler, but also we crank up the temperature in our bathroom. The temperature in there is set to 30. It's 30 degrees Celsius, so you can go do the math. And so when I walk in there in summer, I'm like, it's too hot in here. I need to turn this down. Nicola's like, leave it alone. If you turn it down, that tile is going to get cold. So we keep that room, the door shut. Because one of the things we've noticed with heated flooring, especially for the relating to the north end of the house and the bathroom, is if you leave the bathroom door open and it's cold as heck outside, the bathroom becomes cold. But if you, because it's not only now, the thermostat's not only trying to run to heat the bathroom, but it's still getting cold air in there, which is coming from in here. And so by keeping it closed, it's not constantly running. It's doing its job just for the bathroom, not trying to in warm air in here. Because we have
you don't get this way, that way you don't get frostbite.
Yep. I always know when it's too cold outside is when I feel little needles in the tips of my fingers. And Nikolai watches when I'm outside, and we're out like a lot this year. We've had a lot of northern lights, more than last year actually, I think. And it's a lot of times these northern lights are super brilliant when it's at its coldest, which is the strangest thing. And so I'm outside and I'm all bundled up in snow clothes and stuff, but I don't wear gloves because you can't tap the phone with your gloved finger. And
right.
So he notices when I start I don't know, I must start doing something, like trying to switch hands, stick my hands in my pocket. And he's like, is your fingers bothering you? Yep.
You need
time to go
you
in.
need those fingerless. You need those you need gloves and just cut the tips off, but then you get frostbite bite on your,
or either have one where I clip one finger, like my pointer finger,
Yeah. You could do that, Katie.
Because it's and another sign that it's too cold. It's when you see Nora go lame within 2 minutes of going outside.
Oh no!
Because she hasn't learned that as long as she keeps moving when she's going to do her business, then her paws are not warming the ice just enough to melt it a little bit, and then it freezes on the bottom of her feet, which causes pain.
That has to hurt.
It does hurt. That's why she does. And then she's looking at you, Mama, I need rescue.
It's Rita says you need gloves that are Android friendly. I didn't know they had any.
Do they actually have gloves for that?
Fingers and she says they do. Rita,
I never heard such. I'll have to figure that one out.
I haven't either. Says they have little pads for fingers and thumbs.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
She does need boots, Rita, but the problem is with Dachshunds, have you ever looked at, especially standard Dachshunds, have you ever noticed that their front feet are bigger than their back feet? They have big front feet, and you're going to say, why do they have big front feet? Because they're varmint dogs, and varmint dogs dig into dens and stuff. That's what that's for. That's part of their breed. So trying to fit boots to Dachshunds is super hard, and I can't just order boots online and hope they for the best, because I learned the hard way from my first one. Boots don't always fit like they claim they fit.
It's funny watching dogs try to walk when our cats when they got.
I know, right?
And they're not used to it.
I know one thing, the little crochet sweater I had her in when we were doing across the lake.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
We ended up having to take it off. You know why? Because the bottom half, which is she's lowest to the ground, was snagging little drops of ice. And so this ice was sticking to the sweater, and then the body heat from her body was melting it, so the whole bottom of her sweater was wet, which is bad.
Wow. You might have to attach a piece that goes under her belly, and a button is sewn to the side to where,
Yeah.
like a buttonhole type thing.
Yeah, or find out if there's a way to spray something waterproof on it. I don't know. I'm a little leery about anything chemical related, just because of the
Well,
fact.
you don't want to pound it.
Do what now?
Yeah. Something that's waterproof, it could bother you just having it in the house.
Yeah.
If you sprayed it.
Yep. Because I'm sure there's such a thing as waterproof spray for sweaters and stuff, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For clothes. Oh, well, there is for outdoor furniture. You could use Scotch Guard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Scotch Guard. But the thing is I don't know. You couldn't spray it, and I don't know how you would react to it. Once it dries, it's dry. It shouldn't bother you, but I guess you would have to do a test fabric.
We would have to do a test on a piece of fabric and then let it dry outside and then bring it in and see what happens. Because the oddest things trigger my asthma these days. It's so weird. I had triggers in Florida, but someone asked me, how can you garden and have asthma? I'm like, it's pretty easy. I'm not allergic to too much gardening stuff. I could tell you one specific tree I definitely was allergic to. It's called the silverthorn. And that thing, when it gets in flower, I could smell it miles away, and my asthma would be going berserko because there was something about that tree, and you can't do anything about it. It would just trigger my asthma, and I'd take medicine again, until I got it back under control. But so I didn't plant any of those in my yard because I knew I was allergic to them. But it was the only one I was allergic to. Jasmine didn't bother me. Honeysuckle didn't bother me. Every now and then, the gardenia. Sometimes the gardenia would bother.
Oh, yeah, they're
sometimes
strong.
It didn't. It was weird.
Yeah. Certain ones like it can bother me either. It's just that my nose will start running, or you get a scratchy throat.
Yep.
And I don't have a hard time breathing, but I can be around mulch, but I cannot work in mulch. I have a allergy to mold.
Oh, if it touches your skin Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And then mold spores and that. So a lot of the seasonal pollens and that doesn't seem to bother me. I mean, I might get a little bit more runny nose than normal, but mulch. I worked in mulch with in landscaping when we were doing our yard years ago, and my face was beet red, clear down into my chest.
Oh my God!
I couldn't breathe.
So bad.
I had to end up I had to get allergy shots for a while just to get my immunity up. But now I know,
crazy.
I don't. So if somebody had a moldy basement or something like that, I wouldn't go down. I wouldn't go there. It would bother me.
Rita says she has a pair of them. That's interesting. I have owned Dachshunds. Yes. I just made mine for them. You can also take and get creamy baby sock. You know what? I haven't thought of the baby sock thing. That's actually a good idea.
Would the baby socks get wet and then freeze to their feet?
You have cloth. They would get wet, but they would be cloth between that and the ice.
Yeah.
And that would help. Because you and I only notice her doing this when so the minute I always check my thermometer when we're walking out the door. We have a thermometer just outside our front door because it helps me judge how long I can let her be outside while she's doing her business. And I start urging her. I start saying, "Shoo shoo, Nora, shoo shoo, shoo shoo," because I want her to hurry up because sometimes it's too cold. Uh-oh. She just jumped up when I said that. Darn it. Dang it. Right, all this time.
Keywords.
Way, I would hurry up to speed her up because you know you can teach your dog to do their business on command. She's not as good at it as Coda was. When I would mention it, Coda would just do it right then and there. But I look at the thermometer, and if I see it's below -6, then I know I need to hurry her along. If it stays up around freezing or like -2 degrees, then it's still doable for her. But if the wind is blowing, then it's a whole different animal because when the wind comes, it really makes it cold outside for them. You can take a piece of washable shower curtain to the belly up. That's a good idea, Rita. Listen, look at here. She's giving me all kinds of ideas. A washable shower curtain to the belly of the sweater. That's a great idea. I could sew it right on. You do not want it next to the skin though, because irritation. Yep, got that. Sherry, that is why I decided to garden with aquaponics. No mulch or dirt is used, just rock. And then she also says they have baby socks, which are like a shoe on the bottom, but it is, oh, you're right. There are such things as those. I will look into that, Rita. Then she says, I only have one small dog who is old. He does not like going out if it's cold. She would stay. You know what she does when she goes outside and unless it's overly cold? Uh-oh, I went way out there where I was supposed to go. Oops. I was not supposed to go that far out on this sew line. Now I'm going to have fun making sure I don't tear the paper.
And Gina is Yates. I think it's Yates. I don't have my glasses on, so is in the chat. Had said hi and asked how everybody was doing.
Hey, Joyce. Oh, Gina. Hi,
Hold
Gina.
on. Yep.
Gina says, hope everyone is doing good. Yep, we're all right. How about you? What you working on? You know, it's silly of me when I go past the line like that.
I might have to go get my glasses. It's getting darker in here. I have to take my metal seam out because I didn't match it. Everything else, my points matched, but my metal didn't.
I wonder why.
Just a little bit. I probably took the pin out before I should have. You know, because I'll pin that center and then put my finger down.
It's a pain when they move.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put my finger down in place of the pin next to it, the seam, to hold that, but I might not have. I was just chit-chatting away. Let's see.
She's looking at me like, Mom, what were you saying? Why did you say that? And you're not getting up and moving. She's just staring at me right now. We're having the great stare down right now. Like, why did you say anything?
Since I didn't have to go till you said it. Now I gotta go.
And because Mother Earth has because a lot of the snow has melted from all that warm air we had for the last 6 days, she can smell Mother Earth, and her nose goes into overdrive, and it's like, gotta sniff this spot, gotta sniff that spot. And I'm like, really? It's raining?
My.
You want to mess around?
Yeah. They do.
And I have to make sure she doesn't eat anything because she, like I said, she's very food driven, and human beings suck, and they throw their food that they've been munching on when they're walking around out there.
Yeah.
And I don't want her eating things that I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I know.
See, she's talking. Can you hear her? Go lay down. You're not going right now. Sorry. I'm busy. She's got her feet in my hip. Mom, you're the one that woke me up.
She says, "Oh, it's fine. Now I gotta go."
I had already taken her out before we started this live.
Well, still not perfect, but I can live with it. I'll quilt around it. When I quilt, I'll densely quilt that area.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take it out, you sew it again, and if it still doesn't work, then you got to make a decision. Do you try again or not? Because more than likely it's not going to cooperate with you.
Yep.
I'm still with you guys. I'm just making some dinner.
Oh,
Okay. What's for dinner?
Yeah. We want to know.
Shrimp and ravioli with cream marinara.
Sounds good. We'll
That
be
sounds
over.
tasty.
Come on over.
Okay,
I want some.
I'll probably be there in about 6 hours, and Katie will be there in 18. Keep it warm. Keep it warm.
We might have to warm that up. I don't know if keeping it on the stove that long.
Like, give me some. I want some. Nora, stop. I'm sorry I woke you up. Darn it. Now she's going to be pestering me. Could always go give her FOOD and see if that doesn't fix the problem. All right. We've done number 12. Now we need to do number 13. And 13 is bigger piece.
So, Katie, what are you working on tomorrow? There was something special, wasn't there?
Tomorrow I will be working on. I was going to work on. Wait a minute.
I know you posted it.
I'll probably be working on my PMQ, the Hope one, the one I'm making for my sister.
Oh, okay.
Because
I know you posted, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it has sugary dew, but I'm gonna pass on sugary dew.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's with me, but suddenly it's like, I don't want to do it.
Nope. That happens to all of us there.
Like, nope, I don't want to do it. So we're not gonna do it. Uh-oh. I skipped one over here. Yikes. But it should be able to still put it on there.
Let's.
I hope. That says 12.
Oh, you know what? We need to, we could do the poll if you want.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That way I don't forget about
it. Otherwise, we'll forget it again.
Yeah, I definitely will forget about it, and then it won't get told again. I should be able to do. Oh, yeah, okay, that'll work. All right, let's do the poll, and then I go back to sewing. Okay, so the question was, do you crochet, knit, or do you do both? This is out of 34 votes. 50% of them said that they crochet, 9% of them say they knit, and 41% said they do both. That's pretty good. That's real good. So at least I know when we have our little live, most everyone will enjoy watching.
Oh yeah, I will. Because I haven't crocheted in a while, and it'll be nice to be inspired again.
I'm a little
like I need something else.
I'm wondering, the only thing I'm a little worried about is how am I going to crochet where you can see me crochet? Because I don't have an apparatus to put around my neck. So I guess what I'll have to do is just do it up here and hope I'm okay doing it like that. Unless what I could do is put the tripod down on the floor and raise it up. And if I can set it just right, I'll have, because I tend to crochet down in my lap.
Yeah.
So do it like that. So put the tripod like to the left of me and try not to bump the darn thing. That way you can see what I'm doing. Anybody have an idea of that? Of how I could do that?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because that's the only idea I can come up with right now.
Try it out and put the camera on and see if you like the view.
Yeah, try it that way and see what it does. because she has a thing that she puts around her neck that puts her phone on it.
Yeah, I have one of those.
And I would have never thought that she had it around her neck because you don't see her body, any movement from the camera, just her hands are moving. So she must stay very still. Me, I don't know if I could make myself stay still the whole time. I can try because I'm sure I move around a lot on the camera.
It is weird, but you can, but you have to kind of like move your body like this, or kind of hold the bottom like this, just to when you know you're really going to move. When you just move slowly, it doesn't affect you.
Okay, so we need to start. This is number 10.
I was going to send you another little package. Not too long from now. If you decide that you want one of those neck things, you could either order it, have it sent to my house, and I could put it in the box.
Yeah, you have to refresh my memory.
About what? I'm sending you. I got something that's little that I'm sending you, but I decided I should ask you if there's anything from Amazon or anything like that you wanted. If you had it sent to my house, I could put it in the same box, and we could. I'll pay the postage.
Okay. How about I send you that? You remember the plastic frame, quilting frame, the smaller one that you showed me on Amazon?
Yeah.
I can order that and send that to you because it's small enough.
Okay. You want to check on that neck thing too, because I got mine from there.
Yeah. Will you send me the link of it or something?
Yeah, I will.
Because when I was looking at my ring, I don't know if you've noticed this, but your ring is 12 inches, isn't it?
Or 12 or 14, I can't remember.
Let
12,
me
I think.
Because I think this one's way bigger than yours. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's bigger, because all I would do is have to make my block bigger or put based on.
Well, you know what? Don't order it, Katie, because the one I have, I doubt if I'm going to use it. So I'll just ship that to you. You can have mine that I got.
Okay. Because I was thinking about ordering a smaller one too, so that I can learn. Because I don't know. I was thinking, well, when you start teaching us how to use the hoop, I'm probably gonna. I can't see myself trying to hold this and run the needle. Pretty big. So I'm gonna have to lay it. Probably sit in a chair and put it on the table part and do it that way. Maybe I don't know. I have to watch you do it first.
That would be better. That would be better.
Yeah. And
okay. So Terry says she has to go. Good night, all.
Good night, Terry. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
What time is it anyway?
Terry.
How many hours have we been online? I don't know. I better go look.
It would have been 2.5 hours.
Are we about to hit 3?
Getting close.
What? Hey. Oh, I can't even tell it doesn't tell me how long we've been going. Darn it. I'll have to go look at the regular page to see that.
I'm reading Rita's posts here and seeing it's still been there.
Oh, you're right. We've been going for, well, it says 2 hours. Let's see what it says when I refresh the screen.
Gina did the 3-month block for Sobeca's today.
How'd that go?
And she's working on the 2004 block of the month that she missed doing last year. Because she was having surgery and was in and out of the hospital. I'm trying to figure out.
We've been going a little over because I started late, but I don't know how late I started. But according to my time, it is now 9 minutes after 9. So I'm thinking we've been going 2 hours and 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, and June's saying goodnight. But I wanted to say something to Andrea.
Go
that
ahead.
one that you said, the square hoop that Andrea has, PVC pipe. That's what that one's made of.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what
one
we're
that
talking
Katie
about.
wants.
Yeah, because they have this. I went online to look at the ones you showed me, and they have like 3 different sizes of that.
I know.
And I based that on this because this one, when I ordered this one, I don't even know how long I've had this one, to be honest. I've had it for a little while because I wanted to learn how to hand quilt, and then whoever was supposed to be teaching it didn't, and so I wasted money. But it's not a waste because now I have one. Because I'll be able to use it on bigger pieces of quilt. Because I definitely, when I get all this skill set down pat, I am definitely going to do one lap size, not lap size, twin size probably, which will take me forever to do.
Oh, that'd be nice.
But I would like to do
No,
a twin size hand quilted, you know? And it might take me a while, but that's okay. It'll be when I'm sitting in front of the TV doing nothing else but watching boob tube, you know?
Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm not using that hoop. Is, you know, like my hands get real, if I use them a lot, they'll get stiff and a little. I can't get the clamps off. It's too hard for me.
Are they because they're too tight?
Yeah, they're pretty tight. Those PVC ones.
Oh, the PVC one. Okay, not the wood one. Okay,
it's like they need to be taken off and put on something bigger or stretched a little bit or taken on off. They're so new, you know?
Yeah, and it probably will stretch itself as time goes by of being used.
I think so too, especially if you put a quilt on it.
Yeah.
But I thought I can't use this, so.
Andrea says she has a square hoop of PVC pipe, which what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm just.
Anne's leaving. Goodbye, Anne.
Good night, all of y'all that are leaving now. Thank you for coming. And there's probably no live slide. Okay, so
everybody.
Say that again, Misty.
I was just telling them good night, whoever was leaving.
Anne's leaving, Joyce is leaving, June's leaving. I think there's another live somewhere. Cherry left.
Let me see. I don't know.
I know someone's today's oh, I bet it's Pammy of the Siberian Wind. She goes live tonight. Is she going live right now?
I'm gonna see.
Because I bet that's who it is. Let me see. I think she goes live on Thursdays, doesn't she?
Let me try. Check the YouTube spreadsheet and see. Of course, that needs to be updated. It's Thursday, right? So
today's Thursday.
Okay, at 8 o'clock in Quilt Fact, and at 9,
so she's not live yet. She's going to go live soon.
Peace, Love, and Quilting's on.
That might be what it is.
Yeah, they're on at 7.
Okay. Yep. Courtney. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Do y'all want to stay a while longer, or you want to go visiting someone else's live? What do y'all want to do? Say go or stay in the chat. Because we can go another 15 minutes and it'd be okay. So type in the chat, stay or go.
Should I stay or should I go?
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to have that song. Should I stay or should I go now?
I really do.
I will be double.
Sing it.
Not all you're going to get out of me. Everybody.
Me too.
I start singing, everybody will leave.
Yeah, I think, is everybody leaving? Are they leaving us?
If I start singing, they will.
Well, we got someone coming in. Hey, Joy T. Welcome. We were just having this debate on whether to end the live or stick around another 15 or 20 minutes. So I was asking everybody to either put Stay or go, unless everybody already left.
Hi, Judy. How you doing?
You know what? You're whining.
They're not saying. They're not going to commit. They don't want to be. I don't want to be the one that says, let's leave.
Well, they're not going to offend me by saying we want to go. I mean, after all, it was me who was late today.
Yeah, but you know, the chat was slow to start today. I was that's why I was concerned too, is that for a while it was just me.
I appreciate you texting me and saying, did you cancel the live? I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, oh my God.
Then Misty came on and
oh no. I hate muscle memory sometimes.
Hey,
because it gets you into trouble.
It can happen to anybody.
Yep. And I swear, there's two things that I have always told people. I have no sense of time is the first one. I don't know why that is. And you can hear someone really objecting to me talking, me ignoring her. Really?
She says, really? I say that we go.
The longer I talk, the louder you're going to get.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm going to go give her some food. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I'm getting my blocks done at least. Other than the ones that I have to go get some more white fabric because I cut wrong. I hope I can match. White should match up pretty easy.
Don't you love when you do that?
Oh, I cut it the wrong angle. I couldn't even save it. I mean, I could have saved it if I hadn't cut it, but I had already cut it. So go to put it together and it didn't fit. Hi.
Can you hear my dog's mom?
No. Huh.
Wow, I'm surprised because she's out there, but one of them's out there going crazy.
Yeah, sometimes I think there was one night. What was it? I just got off my live, and my it wasn't even 2 minutes, and I heard my husband's a musician also, and I started hearing drums. And so I went down here. It was the neighbor across the street who was a drummer that came over and was playing. I says, I had told my husband, I said, good thing I was off my line. I says, you could hear that really good from upstairs because his music studio is right below my sewing room. So he says, oh, I forgot. So you guys would have had heard a little jam session, I guess.
Darnelly or Denelli? I can't. Well, I need my other glasses to see her full name.
Yeah, there's somebody here. I just got here.
Molly.
I did hit thumbs up.
Stay till 7:30 at least. She says,
"Okay, hi, Misty."
That's fine. 7:30 will be 8:30, 9:30. Okay, yeah, I can do that. No problem at all, Joy. We'll make the whole 3 hours.
We'll give you your money's worth.
Maybe, almost. I can't figure out whether it matters whether I do it 2.5 hours. Well, let me rephrase this. I can't just figure out based on analytics whether it matters when I go 2 hours, 2.5 hours, or 3 hours. It seems like the numbers are the same. It looks like it doesn't really matter.
I haven't checked my analytics. I've only been going about an hour. That's about.
Now, when I did the 12 hour, my goodness, I got some watch hours out of that one. The New Year's one?
That was a pretty good one. Yeah, that was pretty good.
It was a good one. Yeah. I'm all like, wow. Even when I messed up the live and we had to start all over again.
Oh, for the second half.
Yeah, it picked up even though that happened, you know.
See, I didn't end up having a problem getting that, but there was the second part, but maybe because I was actually on it.
Yeah.
The Zoom.
If I thought I could handle a 12-hour on my birthday, I would do it. But no, we're not doing a 12-hour on my birthday.
You remember Laura Lynn, Mom and Pop Shop?
Yep.
That she hasn't done it for quite a while, but they used to on Saturdays. What they went 12 hours.
Yeah, they would do one 12-hour live every Saturday. No, once a month on a Saturday.
Once a month. I don't think they're doing it now.
No, when she got sick, with which now they figured out what it is and they're treating her for it.
Yeah.
She had to stop. Well, for a while there, she wasn't having any live, but I guess that she can't really handle. I think she's done 6-hour ones, but she's no longer doing the 12 because maybe the doctor's like, don't do that.
Well, that's tough and hard on you, especially when you're the only person. She didn't have anybody sharing with her. No. You know. Well, her son
I've never seen anyone else hosting with her, so not that I've been aware of it.
Yeah.
It is a little tough on us, and I need to turn the iron on. Hold on a minute. I didn't turn it on, and I need to press this block before I trim it.
Oh, Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia.
I really need to stop dragging things in here. Oh, no.
What?
I just knocked all of my... Oh, I hate when that happens. I knocked all my little pieces onto the floor that I have on the design board. Darn it. I know one thing, painter's tape's not a good idea for trying to make your own design board with, because the tape doesn't stay stuck to the batting for very long. I noticed it's coming off the back.
Yeah, I think I used hot glue or something.
Yeah, I need to glue it. I was just trying to get out of gluing because I didn't want it to be messy.
Yeah. I got one of those presentation boards that are trifold. I want to try to put flannel on that, or that means probably flannel. But I'd like to be able to use it like the back, that it's one design board, but if I want to do a trifold, I can open it up and it can do it that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And if I could get my hands on something like that, I would make me a portable one. This big one you see over here,
I got.
Yeah, that has the flannel on it. It's the side of a TV box that our TV came in. I did have 2 of them, and the other one I used it so much it started bending. So it's like, okay, I guess that was going down the toilet, but this one, it's okay for now. But I wish I could find when someone buys a TV again and maybe I could talk them out of their box. Some don't let go of their boxes because whatever reason, they think they're going to move or something. But
what if you went to a store or something? When you went, you asked them if they have any boxes that you could have.
Yeah, you know, I'm wondering what they do with all those displays, because they have a lot of TV displays where the TVs are out, and I don't know if they actually sell those or not.
They do. I think most of them do eventually sell them. Then they use the box because all the paperwork's in there.
Welcome. Hey, Sylvia. Sylvia's in Alaska. Hey, Tina. She's hanging out a bit with me. Okay, yay. Hang on, I need to press this real quick, you guys.
Well, let me see. I got to make another block. I don't have enough to. I have the 3rd block to go for this, but I don't have the 4th one. So I got to get some more fabric. That's just such a shame to go get fabric.
Oh yeah,
Sherry, do you live near any quilting shops?
Yeah.
Do any of the quilting shops sell hand quilting thread?
She used to, but you know,
The reason I'm asking is I wanted to see if you could find this color. It's dove gray.
I know it. I think it looks purple, but I know it's what dove gray is. I could look
Because I
and
thought
see.
it wouldn't hurt me to have a couple spools of that if we could find
No,
it. There are no
I could
quilt shops in
step on
my
Amazon
area.
and see if they have any in that color. What? What, Misty?
There are no quilt shops in my area.
Well, you
Really?
get to join the crew of the people who don't have quilt shops. Because I don't
thought
have
that
one either.
Yeah, we have one right in Clayton. That's where I used to teach. And then we have them in Raleigh and Cary and that.
Well, when I go to Raleigh, I'm going to make sure we go to a couple of those shops.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
I didn't have time last time because it didn't occur to me to look for one. Silly me.
Yeah, there's about 5 of them, I think, up that way.
But I was jet lagged and everything else, so I couldn't think anyway. But if I fly from Nuke, I should have no chance of having jet lag. Well, I'll have like an hour problem, 2 or 3 hour difference, but I
Yeah.
won't have been in the air for 9 hours going through several time zones, which really messed me up.
Yeah,
It's when I have to fly to
They're
California.
changing that up, aren't they?
Huh?
Now, are you flying to California or are you gonna?
I'm going to come into the East Coast first.
Okay.
It may end up me flying out of California though, but it'll be from California to Newark, and then Newark to Nuke, because I won't have to
Okay,
go.
that won't be bad.
So I'm still going to save hours in an airplane.
Yeah.
I made my second block. Here it is.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute with the fruit.
It's really good. I'm doing a good job on them. Okay, we're going to start the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that to make 4 of these?
Let me see.
So I'm doing one that I did some machine quilting and I'm filling in with hand quilt. That's another thing. It occurred to me that I could also do machine quilting and then go in and do some hand quilting in areas that I want to make more creative.
That's what I want to do. You have some threads in your crochet box that almost looks like pearl cotton.
It is. It's pearl.
Well, you can hand quilt with that. Just get a bigger needle with a bigger eye.
Yeah, because let me show you. I bought some of this. In fact, this came from QuiltCon. I bought a small pack from the company called Eleganza something. No, that's not the company. That's just the name of the thread. But I got it from whatever vendor was there in QuiltCon. But they look like they're, I don't know what size the thread
Well,
is.
wait. Oh yeah, that looks like pearl cotton. Looks like either.
It's definitely pearl. Definitely. Yeah. Wait a minute. It might say on the spool. Hang on a minute.
Hey, if you got a needle.
Oh, you know what? It's the same size as that mandala. It's number 3. And it gives the number of the color. It's pearl. And it's called Eleganza. And it's 100% cotton. That's why I bought it, was because it was number 3. I was shocked. I'll have to show you what the DMC looks like. On the next live, I'll make sure I have a spool or some of my DMCs. If I thought I could find, hang on, I'll be right back. I'll be back.
Okay, Laura, that happens to me all the time. I'll put in somebody's name and it'll change one of the letters, or my finger will hit the wrong key, and then I'll send it. I mean, I should learn to really proofread my own stuff first, but okay. So, oh yeah, Sylvia, that's really good. Hey, Sylvia, were you in here when we said that you could post to the Facebook group things that you're working on. And I have a Discord channel in the links in here in the chat. If you want to end up copying it and get invited, you can post any pictures you want of things that you're doing too. And then I can forward them to Katie also. But she has it in her Facebook group, and she's also started an album where you can, for beginner blocks for people who are just starting out quilting. And so if you have, as long as they're not like from a website or something like that, that they're a photo, then you can post them. But otherwise, it may not let you post on her Facebook page, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to support the channel, and that's okay. Run a playlist. That's fine by me. I appreciate that so much, and I'll go check you out later. Anyway, sorry guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
yep. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. So
I was just going to tell.
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll wait till you're done.
Okay. I was just going to tell Jody. Jody asked if I lived in North Carolina. Yeah, I do, near Raleigh. And I know where you live. You're east, I think, of me. Southeast, I think, if I can remember right. I'm gonna go press my blocks.
I was kind of hoping there was some red heart in here too, but well, this might be red heart right here. Okay, let me show you. This thread is number 3, 100% cotton. That's what my mandala is made out of. And so I found 3 different companies that had number 3 thread, but 2 of them, this might be pearlized, but I can't really tell. But this is by Red Heart, and this is just a variegated thread. That's very pretty. This is Aunt Lydia's number 3, so you can see it's really nice cotton. And this is the color. But this is DMC, and I want you to look how pristine it is. They call it DMC Petra, and it's Egypt. I think it's made in Egypt. I think. If I can see the text, I gotta change glasses. Hang on. Let me see what it says about the DMC, because the DMC is a big deal over here on this side of the pond. 100% cotton. Let me see where it's made at. It's made in the EU. But I thought I saw somewhere where they buy the cotton from Egypt for this. So it's really nice cotton. And when you're crocheting with it, you know how sometimes cotton is rough on your hands when you're crocheting with it. This particular type of cotton is super soft on your hand. You don't have, because some people are sensitive to roughness. This doesn't do that. But I have, here's a different color in case you're not a purple lover. I'll show you a.
Purple is my favorite color.
Yeah, purple's mine too. This is not pink either. This is more like a salmon color. It might look pink, but I'll show you a pink.
Actually, in the camera with your keyboard, you can tell it's salmon. You can tell it's the salmon color.
Oh, you're right. Because here's pink. I haven't even opened this one. Look at here. They're all the same color. I must have got a good deal on them to buy all 3 of them like that. Because it's not even out of its shipping thing. I'm thinking about doing another mandala when a new one comes along that catches my eyes. But this is not pink either. What color are they calling this? They're calling this a warm rose.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. And the yellow, I really like the yellow. Look how pretty it is. So,
Oh, that is a pretty yellow.
yep.
And I just started crocheting. I haven't even finished my first project because I don't know how to turn a corner.
Are you going to be turning the color where you don't flip it, or are you going to be flipping it?
It's a baby whale. I have no idea. All I've got so far is a few stitches in it.
Okay, on the whale, does the whale, are you switching yarn colors as you're
No.
going through the whale?
No,
Well, you're gonna have to show me what it looks like so I can give you the answer to that.
I will. I'll send you a picture of it.
Okay, because I could answer that question if I could just see it. Yeah, and then I'll be able to give you the answer. Because if it's where you're making it look like a whale, you might be having to turn it instead of flipping it. If you're flipping it, then you just chain one and flip.
I think it says turn a corner.
Yeah, you're going the opposite direction by turning around. Okay, yep. So you still need to chain one to do that.
Yeah, I bought this little kit because I was like, oh, I want to do something else when I'm just sitting there not doing any, showing or anything. So
Take
I
a
was like,
picture. Take a
I'll
picture
try
from
the
the
whale.
up. What I was going to say is, you can take a picture of what you're working on, but take a picture of just that part of the instructions, and let me see what it's. And then I'll tell you what you need to do.
Okay.
Because it will help. Because sometimes when you're turning, it'll say chain one and then skip one and then do whatever stitch, or it could say chain one, then do a certain stitch in that first one, and you have to be paying attention because if it tells you to skip a stitch after you chained one and you go and stick that stitch in the first stitch instead of the second stitch, you'll end up with things truncating out, and you don't want that to happen.
Okay.
I learned that the hard way.
I'll take a picture of it when we're done here and I'll send it over.
Okay, yeah, and then I can help you with that. No problem at all.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know everything, but I know some stuff.
When it comes to crocheting,
Yeah.
everybody knows something more than I do. Because like I said, it's my very first project. I actually found it at the Dollar Tree, so it's nothing big or expensive or elaborate, but I figured for my first one, I might as well go ahead and try it.
Sure, why not? Yeah. When I was 11, I don't know if you heard my story or not, but when I was 11, my aunt, who introduced me not only to gardening, but she introduced me to crocheting. She showed me how to do single crochet, well, chain, single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet, or treble, whichever you want to call it. Those were the stitches she sent me on my way, having learned. After that, when I got married, I dabbled on and off through my childhood, my uh, um, teenage years, making little odds. And in fact, I came across something that's so old that never got finished, and I'm going to show it to you guys when I find it again. That needs to be finished. I just hope it won't fall apart because it's been crocheted. The top half of it's been crocheted. I just never finished the back side of it. And it was me experience. There was one point in my teen years where I was all into crocheting flowers. That's all I could think about: crochet flowers, crochet flowers. So there's lots of little pieces where I had just made flowers. And so I was doing that. But after I got married and got pregnant with my first daughter, I decided to crochet, and I made a baby blanket, and I actually have it here with me, but it's in a trunk right now. I'll have to take it out of the trunk and show y'all. And then I made that, and then I don't know, 3 or 4 years after that, I got a wild hair that I wanted to make my first husband an Afghan. And I chose one of the hardest patterns known to man, or known to me because I'm angle challenged, and it was a doggone ripple quilt.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And my goodness. I struggled with that to start with for a while, and then I finally figured out what it was I was doing wrong. And when I figured it out, the whole thing came together, and it's huge. And I brought it here to Greenland with me because I have it with me, since he's gone. I didn't want to give it to the kids. I'm still not ready to give it to the kids on the account of I don't know that they would take proper care of it, because you can't go. Their idea is when it gets dirty, throw it in a washing machine and don't make sure it's on cold water, and then don't stick it in a dryer on the hot cycle, And acrylic yarn does not cope well with hot temperatures. If you want to mess up the stitches of everything, stick it in a darn dryer and it'll be history as far as how it looks. So I have hung on to it because of that. But I know I got to give it to one of them, and I'm probably going to give it to my son with the understanding cold water, no fabric softener, and either line dry or dry it on cool. Do not put it in a hot temperature dryer, because you will ruin it forever. You can't go back on it when you've done that. The reason I suggest no fabric softener is because fabric softener, even though it softens everything, that softener sticks to the fiber of acrylic yarn more than in cotton. It sticks to cotton yarn too, but it's worse about acrylic. And over time, this is why you see, how when you buy fleece blanket and you wash this fleece blanket multiple times and you're doing all the right things about not drying it on hot, not washing it in hot, but you're using fabric softener because you're unaware of what fabric softener does. Yes, it softens things. It makes it lovely. The problem is it sticks to the fiber, and over time that builds up. And what used to be all fluffy and soft is still soft, but you no longer have that pristine fiber that you had when you first bought that blanket.
Melts, huh?
Yeah, it melts, and that's why. It's not about using it all the time. It's because of how you washed it. Let's see. Laura says, I love to crochet. My grandma taught me before I could even write my name. I've been doing it for nearly 50. You got me whooped, girlfriend, because I've been doing it 51 years. It's awesome. Do you have any, did she give you any hooks? Because I still have a couple hooks that my aunt gave me 51 years ago. And then Joy T says, I bet you make some beautiful items, Laura. We learn by our mistakes, right? Yes, we do. If you don't have people telling you why fabric softener is bad for certain things, and I didn't realize this until I moved here. Someone told me when I bought my first wool sweater, which now I don't even wear because it itches me. She told me, don't wash this in a dryer and don't put fabric softener in the laundry. And I'm like, why? And she told me why. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So I went online and looked that up. And sure enough, it says something about fabric softener sticking to certain fibers more than other fibers, and how over time it builds up because you can't get it out. Unless you're smart enough that when you wash your clothes on the next go or wash whatever it is that you have to wash a specific way, if you put white vinegar in and you put enough in it, it will make all of that fabric softener that's stuck to the fiber come out. But your fiber's still been damaged by it being stuck on there. It won't undo it, but it'll help lengthen the life of the piece that you're trying to make last a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. White vinegar also takes, like if you put white, instead of using fabric softener in your rinse cycle, if you put white vinegar in instead, it will pull out any remnants of soap that's left in your clothes that didn't get rinsed out during the rinse cycle.
Do you put it in? When do you put the vinegar in?
During the rinse cycle. So if you're running more than one, some of us run more than one. I run two. So you can wait and don't put it in there because it'll go through the first one if you do. So when you know the second, so if you're doing one rinse cycle, just put it in the little container that you put your fabric softener in.
Yeah. Right.
If you're going to run two rinse cycles, then you put it, you'll probably have to wait until it finishes the first rinse cycle and then dump it into that thing.
How much do you put in of the vinegar?
You can put a cup per big load of clothes. If it's a big one, quilting.
And it doesn't smell like vinegar?
No, it does not. When your clothes come out there, they're nice and fresh, springy smelling. They don't smell like
Wow.
vinegar. And I have a sensitive nose. I would smell it, and I never smell it. And the clothes smell fresh and yummy. See, I can't use fabric. I can't use the fabric softener here because it triggers my asthma. It's so perfumey.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I go to people's houses, I could smell their fabric softener over everything else in their house. We have the friends that we go out on their boat with. She uses that fabric softener. And when I walk in her front door, that's the first thing I smell is that fabric softener.
They have those downy beads or something, and those are so strong. I don't use them. They're
I
just
got
too
you on
strong.
that one because Kristen uses that.
I don't want to go around smelling like this.
Yep. I think people have forgotten that it's okay for something to smell natural instead of, I don't know, polluting it with perfumes. And something else to think about is, we all have had this that's been taught constantly about cancer and all this kind of stuff. And has it not occurred to people that maybe the reason cancer is such a big deal these days is because of all the things that we do? We have cans of air freshener that we spray that we inhale, by the way.
Yeah.
Because little droplets, and you don't know you're breathing it in, but you are. Those little things that you plug into the walls.
Yeah.
You're inhaling that crap.
See, I got it in my bedroom.
Yeah, everything. Candles, scented candles, that's another one. If you put on your list all the things that you use to make things smell better, I guarantee you there's one of them that could cause cancer, or they all might cause cancer.
Yeah.
But because no one talks about, well, why do we have cancer so bad? Well, between the chemicals we breathe, the chemicals we wash things with, the chemicals that's in our environment, I mean, after a while, the human body can only tolerate so much bad things. And I'm not advocating to get rid of all your yummy, smelly stuff. I'm just saying,
you gotta be careful if you have skin issues or breathing issues. I think you have to be careful.
My breathing issues has made me more mindful because I don't know that when I used to use air fresheners, maybe that was contributed to me getting pneumonia easier. Because I was 7 months pregnant. No, that was my asthma being out of control when I got hospitalized when I was pregnant. But my first pneumonia episode happened in 1995, right at I was going to college. I started college in the fall of 1994. Went through all fall semester, then we had winter break. And always from October to like March, my asthma would be super, super, super excruciating bad. So I didn't know that I was sick. And I remember when I look back, I remember I was just coming off the flu because I caught the flu somewhere. And I was supposed to go back to school January the 4th, I think. 2 days before that, when I got out of the bed, I went into the where my husband was at, and I said, "You need to take me to the hospital." He says, "Why?" I said, "Because I can't breathe." He says, "Oh, is your medicine not working?" No, it's not. I mean, I'm using my inhaler every 10 minutes. I can't freaking breathe.
Wow.
And I knew I was in trouble. And so we went to the emergency room, and the next thing I know, my butt's in ICU.
Wow.
So the next morning, the doctor comes in and he says, "Young lady, you and I have to have a talk." It was my family doctor who came to see me. He was taking care of me. He says, "Why did you wait till yesterday to come up here for your asthma?" I said, "Because my asthma always acts this way." He says, "What you don't seem to understand is you have pneumonia." I'm like, "What?" I didn't even know I had pneumonia. And he says, I'm gonna be straight here to your face. This is a 50-50 thing for you. You're either going to make it or you're not.
Wow.
I was in that much danger of dying. Now, this is the second time I've been
Whoa.
hospitalized with my lungs trying to kill my behind. And he says, you can never, ever let your asthma get so out of control that you don't get up here and get help, because this is going to kill you if you don't. And it was because I didn't know I was sick. And
Yeah.
so I don't remember how long I stayed in the hospital, but it was a while I stayed in there. And then I got pneumonia a second time. But this time, when I started having trouble breathing, I called the doctor's office, and it was after hours on a Friday before because I didn't know what to do, because I knew I probably need to go to the hospital. He says, meet me at my office. So I met him in his office, and he gave me adrenaline and something else. And then I had this really strong nebulizer treatment with oxygen. And when I left there, I could actually breathe. But within 2 hours, I couldn't breathe again. Called
Wow.
me back. He had my husband bring me back. They treated me again. And he says, if this gets worse again in 2 hours and it doesn't improve, go to the emergency room. 2 hours later, my butt was at the emergency room, back in the hospital again for a third time. And after that, I started being more mindful of, it's hard to tell, because when you get flu, the flu aggravates the asthma. So it's hard to judge, well, what to look for if you have pneumonia. And I discovered something about pneumonia the third go around that I didn't notice the first two go around. Now I can tell when I have pneumonia, because I can feel this crackling in my chest. It's like taking a wad of paper. If you took just printer paper or something and you wadded it up, and that crackling noise that paper makes, that was what I was hearing from my chest. And I could even feel the crackling in my chest.
Yeah.
And that number 4 time I went to the hospital, you have pneumonia. I'm like, yeah, I know. So now when I get in the early stages of pneumonia, I just call the doctor and they treat me, because they know I have pneumonia because of the symptoms I have. But the problem with having pneumonia and asthma is that the first 2 times of having pneumonia destroyed the very bottom portion of both my lungs. You have really tiny little air sacs in the very bottom part of your lungs to help keep the lungs inflated. And the pneumonia had the liquid, because pneumonia creates fluid. And you get fluid on your lungs, and that's what causes you not to be able to breathe. And it got down in the very bottom of there, and they couldn't get it out. I couldn't cough it out. They tried everything. So it ended up destroying all the little cells down there in the bottom. So when they did a pulmonary test on me, that's when I found out. Yeah, I had scar tissue, plus it had reduced my lung capacity from 98% down to 83%. And then I had a pulmonary test done here after my bout of pneumonia that I had while I was stuck in California. They did a one right after I come back from there, and that was 2022, and it had dropped to 63%.
Did I tell you that my daughter is a respiratory therapist?
No, it did.
Yeah,
did.
I
wish they had therapists who could teach me how to strengthen what's actually still working in your lungs to try to make breathing better. Because one of the things that I find the most frightening about being an asthmatic, and also because of the loss of breathing in my lungs, is that sometimes I feel like I'm suffocating. I absolutely feel like someone has a bag over my head and I can't breathe. I'm not wheezing. I'm not having an asthma attack. It's just that shortness of breath that happens. And I feel like that maybe I wish there was a way to build up lung capacity a little bit, or make my lungs stronger, where when that happens, I don't panic. Because I do.
Do you have to use a nebulizer regularly?
I only use a nebulizer when I'm in trouble.
Do you think it would help if you did use it more often? Keep it from.
I don't know. Actually, it might. I mean, it could.
Want me to ask my daughter?
Yeah, ask your daughter and see what she has to say about that. I'm a little leery of becoming dependent
Yeah.
on my nebulizer because, I've been on this Greenland inhaler for years now, and it's my go-to inhaler. I didn't used to even have that when I was a kid because my dad thought everything. My father thinks that asthma is in the brain, not a real disease, and that's why I used to say that asthma is one of the most misunderstood diseases because people think it's in people's minds. It's not.
Yeah.
Until you experience it, you don't know what it's like not being able to breathe like normal people.
I know. I had a friend that had a child that was born with asthma, believe it or not, or shortly after. And his chest was sunken in from him trying to breathe so much. And
I think he did just like that.
Yeah, he didn't live to be 10.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That was a shame. Sweet little boy, but he was really, his lungs were a mess.
Laura says, Joy T, the funny thing is I had to buy a learn to crochet book because I didn't know the names of the stitches. I knew the stitches, but had no idea what they were called. That's cool, Laura. And then that is funny, says Joy T. And then what's Laura saying again? I often told my husband the only reason I am the person I am is because of my grandma. My mom had several issues. My grandma was the one who always was there for me. Y'all are all lucky to have all of these maternal people in your lives. I'm sometimes I'm totally jealous when people talk about their relationship between them and their mom. And don't take this as a negative statement, please. But I am. Sometimes I'm jealous because people have these close relationships with different people that have to do with their family. I didn't have none of that. Laura says, my doctor told me the inhalers go deeper into the lungs than not in my case. I haven't used an inhaler in years. I only used wait. She must have talked about nebulizers.
The nebulizer opens your airways.
The nebulizer does more for me when my asthma is out of control because the inhaler doesn't. Unless I want to die, which I don't. The interesting thing is, though, when we go to the ice cap, it's the only time that I can actually feel what you guys feel when you can breathe deep.
It opens up your airway. Like, that's the thing. If you're having trouble breathing, go open your freezer and breathe in that.
I've done that before. Open the freezer because I couldn't breathe. I've done that before too.
Yep.
Because sometimes it helps.
Yeah, it does because it opens up the airway. I'm a respiratory therapist by proxy. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I says I'm a respiratory therapist by proxy.
By proxy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what my mom used to do, and I think that maybe she may. I don't know. I can't really say. I can say that I didn't think it helped enough. My bedroom, because I had a room by myself. My two sisters shared a room together, and it was because she kept a hot plate in my bedroom with a pot of water. And inside that pot of water was methylatum rub. So my bedroom smelled of that. But when my asthma, because my dad wouldn't let her take me to the doctor like I needed to be, she would go in there and crank that thing up and make me sit in there with my head over the top of that pot, breathe the methylatum. And I think that she learned that from her mother who helped treat her asthma because my mom was an asthmatic. My mom's asthma wasn't as bad as mine is, but yeah.
Trying to replace my bobbin. I had like 2 inches left to sew.
Oh,
and
yeah?
It's a little harder with this machine.
I'm trying these little look, this is the little tiny square that goes as part of this
That's cute.
donut. So I'm trying to strategically
cute.
put the donut in the middle of that itty bitty square so that when I sew these two together, it's there, you know?
Yeah, that's cute.
Because I think it's super cute, and and that donut is small, and it fills up this itty bitty little tiny block that we're putting it at for that log cabin.
And that block, that foundation paper piece that is very tiny, that centerpiece, the center block.
That's because this block is a 4-inch block. I mean, I could have went with a 6-inch. Well, no, not with this Tula Pink, because there'll be a point where we're doing log cabins that are 6-inch ones too. But yeah, I don't mind it being small. I just have to be mindful, you know, of not getting, you know, sewing in the wrong spot or letting the block move by accident, because it can move easily as tiny as it is.
Yeah.
It's so tiny. And I was going to read something. Katie, wait, read back up. Katie, my mom had so many problems. My grandma was my saving grace. You were so fortunate. And then Joyce says, Katie, Sherry, and Laura, I'm going to jump over to Debbie's. Which Debbie's? I promised her.
Does
Deb
Debbie
asked,
have that?
who's going live? Tell us. So I know. And I would be there if you want to go. I would be there if you want to go live around 9:30. I'll come back in the chat and hang out. Gotta run. Thanks for staying on longer. Yep.
I wonder, it has to be Deb S.
If it's Deb S, we can stop
Let me see.
and go join her on her live. Someone tell me who it is. It's going live.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I have no idea who any of these people are, so you'll have to let me know as well.
John, I didn't even know you were here.
Yes. Oh, wait, it says.
I need to back.
No, that's March 14th.
While you're looking, I'm going to see what John said. John said he made a comment about a wheel. Where is your?
Oh, your tracing wheel.
That's a good idea, John. I have one actually. Have you? I didn't see your comment though. I'm trying to find what you said. I'm so sorry. I wasn't ignoring. Oh, there it is. Katie, do you have a tracing wheel? By using it on the lines of your FPP, it would be easier to fold and trim. No, I didn't know that, but I will look for one because I think I have one. Thank you for that, John. That's great information. Did you figure out who it was? Debbie Gonzalez. What's the name of their channel? Or is that the name of her channel?
I know Deb.
Oh, maybe it's imperfect. Is that imperfect? Or in
yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know. In
Quiltfect.
Yeah.
Is that who's going live?
Let me look here.
I only know most channels' first name people, not their. Yep, that's what she said, in Quiltfect. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Let's all mosey on over and share some. Yeah, let's all mosey over and share some love with in Quiltfect. And I've never interviewed her, so I don't even have her. Do you have her webpage by any chance, Sherry?
I don't.
Hang on, let me go look it up so I can share it to those who might want to follow over. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it because I don't have it in my
Coffee
box.
with Grandma. She is. Yeah, she's on.
All right, hang on a minute while I go find the link.
All our peoples will be on there too.
Yep. 1 minute while I find her link for those that don't have her link.
Oh, for YouTube.
Yeah.
Just put it in the search, and it should come up.
There she is. Now let me find the live link. There's the live link. Now I can copy the live link. Okay, I'm going to share with you guys Debbie's link, and then we're going to just slide on over there. Thank you for coming to my live tonight. I appreciate all y'all. Thank you, Misty, for joining
Thank
me.
you for the good evening.
And I hope you come back again. And Sherry, I'll see you on the next live too, probably. Misty, if
Okay.
you want to come Saturday, you're welcome to. You want me to send you the link?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll send you the link in the email. All right.
Okay.
And I'll see everybody later. Make sure to live, laugh, love, and dream. And there's the link in the channel to mosey on over to Debbie's channel. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
All right.
night.
Now let me shut down the YouTube part.
I'll see you, Katie.
Are you logging off the Zoom?
I can. So you did good.
Okay. Yeah,
You
rough start
pulled
there.
your-